Before we bring in our friend Mark McGrath,
I'm texting him right now.
for quite the episode. Quite the episode coming up. We got quite the episode for you
Crispy.
today. I do want to get some housekeeping out of the way. First off,
Tell him.
hop on the Patreon if you're not already on the Patreon
Right now.
because we've got
Please.
Side Chick Catching Main Chick Feelings, the audiobook, the live stream archives.
Yes, we have many different endeavors. When we get outside of our norms.
We got the New York live streams. We got the Diddy Watch
Yes, sir.
video special. And if you live in Los Angeles, I'm going to be doing a residency at the Elysian Vault. I've got 5 shows.
Let's go.
Running 5 shows, running the hour.
Just
Jamel
a month
probably doing a couple of those.
I'll slide
Got
in there,
five on the books. Maybe we'll add more, but right now it is January 17th, 18th, 19th. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday the 29th and Thursday the 30th. All these shows at 8:30. 5 shows there. Just running the hour. Very intimate venue. Tickets will go fast.
You know you want to get intimate with my boy.
Get intimate with me.
Yeah.
At the Vault at the Elysian if you live in Los Angeles, and more road dates to be plugged soon.
Yes,
but come out for that. And
I got a couple little things.
Yes.
Woodbridge, December 28th. I'm at Brittany's.
Oh yeah.
One night only.
Hometown.
The hometown return. Listen,
Yeah.
come out and don't act up. If the show doesn't go well, it will be the last one. Please come out. Tickets are going fast. They might be gone by the time this goes up, but that's happening. And Mixtape is back in LA, January 25th, Saturday the 25th. Me and Garrick at the Clubhouse. Come fuck with us.
Yes.
That's it.
And I guess without further ado, here is our conversation with Sugar Ray's Mark McGrath. Okay, here we go, folks. Welcome to the Brandon Jamel Show, the most epic podcast in the world. Today, in studio, very, very special guest.
Unreal.
Our first time meeting in person.
Yes.
Have known each other online for a long time, but first time in the WBJS studio. Please welcome the legendary Mark McGrath.
Almost stood up and clapped.
Man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
It's kind of fun. I almost kept mutated into Hasselhoff status. We're like, I almost take the legend thing. Like, I've done a few things. It took a while for the stink of the '90s to go away. Now the frosted tips are kind of cracking again. You know what I mean? And I've just not gone away. So purely by years you put in, you got to go, all right, I'm going to take that legend thing.
Absolutely. You should.
Legendary,
You should.
Bro, you
Ride with it.
Bro, Drew Model School, 98, bro. You had our field day jumping.
Oh, man.
Jamel was telling me that you're
You introduced me to white people.
Yes.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Fly,
I'm sorry for that, too.
I swear to God, I was like, maybe between you and Beck, I was like, maybe white people are okay. Y'all were the 2 things where I was like, they might be all right. And then you had DJ Homicide with you, R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? We were like,
Did he die?
I think so. Google said he did.
I think he's still alive.
He's still alive?
You just scared the shit out of me.
No, he's.
DJ Homicide's still alive? I've been doing research. I thought he was dead.
Yeah. No. I think
DJ Homicide, I'm sorry.
No. I mean, you scared the shit. You know something? I don't know.
Tell him I said hi.
I will.
Because I love him.
I might have to do it at the prayer, but I mean, my God. No, I think he's still alive. I know he had some things, but I think he's good. Google. I'm going to make a call after this.
Nah,
sure.
Google got to tighten it up. I'll show you the screenshot.
No,
they think DJ Homicide's dead.
Man, that's sad.
But yeah, that was. I guess we probably wouldn't have this podcast together if
I didn't think
hadn't been convinced.
You're welcome.
About
listen,
white people.
When I heard 1459, it led directly to me becoming friends with Brandon. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
I didn't understand I was getting accolades. Thank you. That's so
We
wonderful.
came to give you your
You
flowers.
you guys grew up together? Forgive me.
Nah, well, we
grew up in the same area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And we met online because of I got a cameo for Jack Wagner, my old podcast co-host, and then you
And I knew who you were immediately because I was a
and
fan.
then you were like, oh, you knew, and then you knew who I was because
I saw the Vice thing.
Because of Vice thing, which, thank you.
You crushed that. I love that. Amazing.
Yes,
man.
this is a ways back. Now, and it's kind of full circle because Viceland, which is now, it's not Viceland doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's Vice TV. Vice went bankrupt, right?
Right.
But then they have, so Viceland, I had, it was right on when they were doing Viceland, they were like, hey, Brandon, we're about to launch a cable network for a demographic that doesn't watch cable,
And you fit that.
And I was like, all right, let's get in there.
I'd love to.
And
we don't want to get any viewers here, so
yeah. So I was getting in right at the very end of like Comedy Central, MTV, Vice, like as the ships were collectively sinking.
But no, it was like a perfect storm of all of them.
I was in there for the last couple songs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
you got to play Freebird with them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And there's a lot of institutions that you saw in the heyday. I kind of saw at the tail end where I remember there was a bad year of my life where I had to I was writing on the Teen Choice Awards because I really needed money.
I understand.
And that the Teen Choice Awards no longer exist anymore. And the teens they've taken their choice away.
You were just crushing shows back then.
Yeah. But
Corporate
Vice,
Brandon
I remember. Yeah, I'm on the first and last scripted show on Viceland.
Jesus,
What would Diplo do?
Ooh.
Diplo, played by James Vanderbeek. I'm opposite James Vanderbeek, who, by the way, hope he's doing all right. Prayers out to him.
Good guy, right?
Great guy.
A lovely dude.
Awesome.
I've never met
awesome
him. He's
guy.
a lovely guy. Yeah.
He's a great guy. And I was Skrillex, opposite that guy. And then Viceland never did a scripted show again. and then the network stopped existing. Now it's Vice TV, and every time I turn it on, I always hear your voice.
I'm sorry.
It's always
It's a welcome.
Have you
Dark
seen this?
Side of the 90s.
It's
I've been
every
watching
like
Dark
side of the
Boulevard,
90s.
Viper Room, 1994.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. A lot of
Chills.
Yeah.
Dulcet tones of Mark McGrath.
dark side of comedy.
Yeah,
I've seen you
that
like
Dark Side series has
Andrew
become very
Dice Clay and such.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And had Artie Lang on it and Greg
Yes.
Giraldo. That Dark Side series, thank God, has become their ridiculousness on MTV.
Yes,
it just runs.
It's all they show.
incessantly.
It is now. Vice is it's 24 hours of
Loop.
of your voice reciting people's dark moments.
Dark moments.
Yeah.
I guess I was perfect to narrate that. I think Jericho does the wrestling stuff.
Okay.
And who does the comedy stuff?
I thought you were. Maybe it's Dave Foley.
Oh, Dave
Foley
does.
does.
That's right.
Dave Foley of Kids in the Hall.
That's right, Kids in the Hall, Dave
Yes.
Foley. But I remember watching you on that Viceland show and going, "Oh, there's a whole new wave of comedy coming. There's like new tones and phrases and like subjects." And I found that really fascinating. And it really gave me a real sort of like, I'm getting older. But I was still super like enthused and inspired by like the energy of the way you guys were performing.
Oh, well, thanks.
There was no like, I don't know, like the Brian Regan physical Jim Carrey freak out.
And I love that.
Which I love too.
Yeah.
But it was getting away to smarter, like just like more nuanced performances, which I thought, oh, there's a shift happening in comedy. And you guys are both part of that. It's fun to watch.
Thank you.
I slid on. I'm in some cutscenes on that first Vice show.
Oh, yeah?
They flew me out from DC to play him on stage.
Oh, that was Meltdown. That was Meltdown. That was Comedy Central.
They used it on Meltdown.
The Meltdown on...
I thought it was for the Vice thing, too.
There was a pilot. There was a Viceland pilot.
Yeah,
that did not...
Because they were like,
you know what my next question is? How did you play him?
Oh, straight up.
Give a little taste.
His mannerisms
It was like
have
2016
changed.
Brandon.
2016 Brandon is more physical. Not like in any way like act outs, but everything, every joke has a.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He gets tight with the.
Like the awkward Weezer sweater guy. But it works so well.
Yeah, the thought of him saying something funny is just binding.
Right, exactly. It's painful. Like
he's like, I
it's
can't
painful to
believe
get it out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm bummed I have this thought, but here it comes.
And then a lot of so that's the punchline. Premise, hand, he rolls out with the hand.
Yeah.
I was giving him a lot of that.
Yeah, it's a lot
beautiful.
of that.
Yeah, there's a gesticulation.
Which, by the way, again, speaking of full circles, I sent this to you last night. Our first ever guest on this podcast was Will Sasso.
Oh, no
who
kidding. The greatest.
have you met?
I have
He
never
plays
had the pleasure,
you. He
but
plays
he
you
did
on
When It's
Mad
Over.
TV.
He did When It's Over, and it was so good. I go, wait, is that our track or is he singing?
I couldn't tell who was singing either because it's not your track. It's
No, it's
another
not
guy.
because they didn't license it from us. So they either recreated it and he's singing it.
Yeah.
And it's the best. I mean,
I
look,
think
his
it's him.
Jesse Ventura, I could listen to for 40 hours. And I don't want to devalue his, because he's got so many other great, but that one,
the
down
Ventura
in the ball, you know, he does all these
Kenny
so
Rogers.
good, man.
And the Rogers one was just him just acting crazy. It was just like
That's
if Kenny Rogers was Johnny Knoxville.
He had a crazy Vine run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very very funny to this day. He's still got it. So
And he's really
never
good on
lost his
these.
fastball.
Oh yeah. No,
Like if
Yeah.
I see his name on any, I am watching it. It's like if you see like Dana Carvey or Martin Short on like late night TV, I'm watching that just because the guy's just naturally funny.
Yeah.
And super compelling, you know.
shout out to
No,
Dave.
How's his stand up?
Oh,
I've never
Sasso
seen him
doesn't
do
do stand up.
Yeah, I've never seen him.
but he's just
I don't
like
think he. Yeah, no.
just like a funny actor.
Has he ever?
I don't think so.
I'm sure he did it on accident
Yeah,
once, but yeah, no.
No, he is he's funnier than a lot of stand-ups.
I would think
Most
so.
stand-ups. He's one of the funniest guys.
But I was telling you guys earlier,
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing to do is be a stand up. You know, Mike,
That's not,
angry
It's-
audience
yeah.
going, fuck you, make me laugh.
I used to think so. I don't know anymore, man.
yeah.
Well, I'm so impressed by it.
I'm
I
telling
really
Brandon
am.
thank
every
you.
week. I tell Brandon we should quit and like go work at FedEx, man.
Do you really? I mean, aren't you living your dream or no?
I kind of am.
Yeah,
I ain't
right?
gonna lie.
Yeah,
it's nice.
But then
That's-
then I'm like, damn, these was my dreams. And that's some other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No, but
Yeah.
I'm with you because my journey was really hard. It was hard to get to the success, and the success was hard. I mean, success is the second hardest thing in the world, and whatever you're doing, staying there is the hardest
right.
shit.
by far. And success is impossible.
And
Right.
you were in California the whole time? Like you're from here and then
Yeah.
the band started out
Bands
here?
from Newport Beach, and I lived up in the Hollywood Hills. I did that whole like struggling
Yeah, that
Royal
sounds
Kenya artist, but
hard as
I got
shit.
to be talented.
When people tell me,
That's-
when I hear
come
that
on.
somebody started comedy in LA, I'm like, you're out of your damn
You're
mind.
so
Why would you
are.
do that?
I've said this on the last podcast, but you're also but I was going back and watching. I was watching. I don't know which. Maybe this is an 09 Stern, but you're self-effacing in a way that's like it's nice, but you don't have to. You
too much.
self-efface too much.
Everybody
should-
tells me, my band tells me that.
Yes.
Like,
You do got stripes, man.
Yes.
Well,
absolutely. That is
you're a
more.
guy.
It's you
know
know
when you're you.
You're here.
but you know when you're you,
Sure.
and
You're
then
like,
you,
I get it.
I don't
you
believe
co-write
it.
a #1 song, you're like, how the hell did that happen?
Sure.
How do we? I mean, I consider me. I belong here, man. I'm just so talented. I mean, I know talented people. I'm looking at two of them. So like, I'm not saying I didn't find out a way to make it happen. I should be an inspiration for people. And I think I said in the last podcast, you know, like, look, if you got a dream, not to be like sort of like lame, but like if you have it, go for it. You know what I mean? It doesn't always take talent. There are waves to maneuver in here. And I had smarter people than me show me where my voice was, show me how to write songs. So here I am. You know what I mean? And I think it's the only way in how to be because it's the truth. It might be too much. Like we named the record 1459, you know, as an allusion to our last second of fame.
Right.
My,
No,
band,
that's very funny.
my band's like, give it a rest.
What was it? That was the second album?
The second.
The
that
first
was the-
album was
Actually, no, that was the third record.
the
because
third-
the first
third
record was
record.
called Lemonade and Brownies.
Yes.
Very creative name. And then the second one had Fly in it, which was floored.
Right.
Yeah.
And Fly was the anomaly on that record.
Is
It
that
sounded like
the
nothing
pinball
else.
machine?
Yeah.
Yeah, the pinball machine.
pinball
Exactly.
machine,
yes.
Now that sold 2 million copies. Okay.
Yes.
And we were probably the #1 band in the history of the world ever to be considered to be a one-hit wonder. You know, we had a song that sounded like nothing we'd ever written before on a record that came out of nowhere. So people were quick to say, "Thanks for playing, Sugar Ray." You know,
Right.
we were only in there for 4 months, and people were like, "Later." And so I was super self-aware and hyper-aware of the situation we were in. So I decided to name the record 1459. It's the greatest title of all time if the record fails, and it's the greatest of all time if it succeeds. So it's a bit of insurance policy, and luckily that title let people listen to the record without prejudice.
And that
Like,
had
oh, these guys get it. You don't tell someone the punchline of a joke if they already know the joke.
and that has several hits.
Yeah, that
yeah.
sold 3 million. That
Yeah.
sold floored. So
Right.
yeah, no, that was just a blessing.
And then the third that was when it's over and answer the phone or on
self-titled record, which
Self-titled.
went platinum, and
Self-titled
then
after,
the
yeah.
writing's on the wall, and you're like, oh shit, here comes the Strokes, here comes Interpol. We had a nice cup of coffee.
Saw you talking about how you were thinking about trying to get a song from Pharrell at this time.
We actually did. We actually went and after the success of that, I was going to make a solo record. like everybody does. Like, this band's dragging me down, man.
Give him that.
People need to hear my solo stuff.
Give him that pop synth.
Right. So we reached out to Pharrell and the Neptunes back then when they were working together. And Pharrell was at the record plant here in Hollywood, and he had like 7 rooms open. He's working on Mariah Carey, he's working on Christina Aguilera, he's working on everybody. And he gave us the song called, God, what's the name of it? It's called
Here She Comes.
Here She Comes. God, thank you.
We was doing some research. We was
did
in
a
the
lot of
pre-production
research.
lab. Yeah.
Did a lot of research. So we heard it, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, this is, I don't know, like this. So I go, well, do you want to write a song together? He goes, no, that's you, man. I'm feeling that's you. That's your jam. I wrote that for you. And so it was like, here she comes. Like, it was like nothing like us. So we tried.
So it's like you have to, like, you're listening to him.
You get
he does a demo.
what you get.
Right.
And
He's
then
got a
you
couple
have to-
songs in the arsenal that he hasn't sold
just
yet.
Take them
You know,
out
and
the bin.
Could
I
you
wanna
have
s-
him on the? Could you have had him on the hook?
What?
Well,
he
The
was
song.
the-
He was the hook. He
was the hook.
He performed on the whole thing, and it was.
And
And, I'm
so-
like, because I see the video, and he's a very creative guy. Like,
Right.
he's amazing, but not everything works. Paul McCartney's got about a 10% success rate of hits. Best songwriter of all time. So you fail in the songwriting business. And this, I was considered to be a failure because it just didn't work. We might it just didn't work and blah, blah, blah. And then I read it's funny, a couple years later, I read an interview with Blink-182. Yeah. I'm like, I went to work with the Neptunes, and they gave us a song called like, Here She Comes or something like that. And it didn't really fit. So I go, I get it. So,
Right.
and that's when I kind of figured out what the whole thing was. Because I would have loved to sat down with Pharrell and written a song from the ground up. But it just wasn't meant to be. And I understand. We weren't on his, we weren't giving him like $1 million to make a record. And he was kind of he was a hit factory back then. Literally.
You know what's interesting? From that, then Pharrell starts to get into rock stuff.
Right.
The Clones, they start doing rock
Oh,
songs.
because is that before NERD?
No, it was like during.
A mix.
It's like mid. It's during like Rockstar and all that.
Yeah.
But I think he has a real rock sensibility, bro. Because
That's fair.
you know, they called him Skateboard P.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Skateboarding,
the
like
team.
punk.
You have
I
the
think he
whole-
knows a little punk rock. From what I've talked to him, he's very well versed in music.
Yeah.
He'll talk to you about Kansas, the band. You know, Dust in the Wind. He'll talk about the Treacherous Three. He knows a little bit about everything, and that's why he's so talented. You know?
Band kid.
Yeah, for sure. He's open to music.
Yeah,
Loves
he's
music.
a very. We've only met once.
Where?
It was at the studio. It was when I was.
You were working
Yes.
on his social media.
It was like he wanted
brought
to
him
do
in
this
to
thing for his.
work on his
I actually have a. I guess I have a project with Pharrell that never.
Hey, come
came out.
on.
Brandon, how did he
wanted me
find
to-
you? You saw your work.
It
and said,
was
I love
no.
this guy.
So he.
Am I ruining the sofa look?
You're fine. No, This is good. His buddy. He has this guy. There's this guy Scott Venner. He like does that. They do a podcast together,
I know
or
this
like an Apple radio show.
Okay, gotcha.
And he's this guy that he used to be like the music supervisor for Entourage, and he was a fan, and he was like, oh yeah, Pharrell wants to do this social media stuff. You guys got to meet.
Like a Funny
And
or Die thing?
It was like he wanted to do this thing that I guess he wanted to have like a fake intern, like a fake assistant that would have been me on his Instagram. That would have involved me. I would have had to have basically dropped everything and just
A 24/7.
revolve my schedule around Pharrell's schedule.
White Farnsworth.
But I was already like, yeah,
Damn.
I was doing Yeah But Still, and I was like on the road.
Yeah.
And he, like, I met him at this studio, and I walk in, and I think I had housed like a drive-through Chick-fil-A biscuit, and then Pharrell.
Sounds like my boy.
Like I walk in, and Pharrell, before he says anything else, everybody, it's him and a bunch of people in this room, and they're all having like acai bowls.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and he's like, the first thing he says to me is like, Brandon, have you had any nutrients today? Have you had any nutrients today? And I was like, no, I had a Chick-fil-A biscuit. And he was like,
stop.
he was like, yeah, but have you had any nutrients?
Gretchen,
and
get
I
him a
was
bowl.
like,
Get him one of these.
no, I guess not. And he turns to his assistant, and he's like, get Brandon some nutrients.
Set my
And then
guy
she
up.
leaves the room,
Yes.
comes back a minute later with like a green juice, hands it to me, and he just like asked me questions about the internet for like 30 minutes.
Please say he said
And
nutrients. Please.
I swear, yeah, he
I
said.
know you guys like to take
get Brandon some
creative liberty
nutrients.
because
No, I
want
swear to
that
God.
to be true.
I swear to God. And
It's
then
like Prince or something.
I just
Lied,
remember
he's
him.
lying. He said it.
He was like asking about me a little bit, and he was like,
in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Or did he like line you?
No,
up?
it was like everybody else was in the room, and
Was it uncomfortable?
It was comfortable. I was very at ease. I like he asked, he was like, oh, so you have a podcast, and what's it called? And I said, yeah, but still. And he said, yeah, but still, like 10 times. And it was just like, that's the best name for a podcast I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
right. And then
he's right. Yeah.
He's like asking,
close.
and that was Jack's idea. That was Jack's title.
It's
But
a great start to a sentence.
we
Or
were, we just like,
He's a very
talked
warm
about-
guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's got an aura about him,
and
right?
we talked about Virginia a little bit because I went to
nice.
VCU,
Good
and
connection.
he was like, yeah, I knew some girls at VCU, you know, and
As one does.
he's
from like real Virginia. We're from like
Yeah.
Virginia.
He's
like
from Virginia Beach,
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's like
and
extra Virginia.
Yeah.
so we yapped for a while, and then Ariana Grande came in. Ariana Grande was about to come in to work on this song. There's this song called like "The Light Is Coming," and he's like, oh, Ari's about to come in, and I was like, oh, I can leave, and he's like, no, like stay. I like your vibe. And she came in, and I watched them work on a song.
Bring me some more nutrients.
And-
That's great. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And she was very nice, but she was also like, he was like, oh, this is Brandon, he's a comedian, and she's like, and this is before that it was in the news, but she was like, oh my God, I just started seeing a comedian. And then, and that's not, look, this is not a celeb gossip show. I'm not here to talk about that kind of crap.
Why not?
No, because I don't want to talk about that crap. I don't want to talk about that crap, man.
Kidding.
No, but I do remember, but then she...
Was she cool? With
She
you,
was
like,
very- she
watching
was
him
very
sing? 'Cause
nice.
Sometimes these, these.
No, he was like very. She was cool. He was cool.
Yeah.
And she like took a photo on her phone, texted me,
Oh,
and then was
right.
like, she
This-
texted me like, if you need a friend, I'm around. Which I didn't know what to do, and
This
I was like,
big news
I wasn't
between
sure.
Big
if
news
this is-
today.
I wasn't like, I was like, I don't. What is that? Oh,
You catching vibes or?
I don't know. I don't know. But the moment's passed.
I don't know.
The moment's passed.
I
I
told
can't.
him, I was like, you should have given her your type 5, man. You
I
should've
can't.
told
I
her
should
that.
have.
You should've
Yeah.
gave her the late night set.
But
Give her the late
yeah,
night.
I don't know.
What year was that, man?
This is 2018.
That's not that long ago, but she still has the same number, dude.
Maybe. I think I texted-
I think you changed
Actually
it when
no.
you did
I think
Wicked.
I did text her like a year later whenever the 7 Rings video came out.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, I need a
Being
friend
like,
right now.
yeah, that was.
You up?
Hey, good stuff.
I could use a
Good
friend.
stuff. Like, I was just like, I sent it as a joke
Nice
because I was
job.
like, oh, she probably changed her number. And then, like, I think I literally was like, yeah, hey, keep it up. Whatever. And then
Well done.
she texted back like, oh,
Keep
thanks.
it up.
Yeah. But it was
pretty
weird.
good.
I don't know. I don't know. She, we didn't talk much after that. But it was that one time. I just saw her work in Wicked. It's a good film.
Is it
Come on.
good?
It's
I
a good
didn't
film.
see it. Yeah,
It's a good
It's
film.
better, it's better than the promo.
It's great.
good because the promos does not
promo
have
was
me
a ton.
running out there.
What
Well,
I'm
the
saying
promo's
is
a
that
lot.
it exceeds
Yeah.
the promo.
Yeah, well, there's too
But-
talented, extremely.
No,
talented.
it's a good movie.
So there was a little bit of Ariana Grande sidebar to the Pharrell story, which is fascinating.
Yes.
Now-
But you've met all of the pop princesses.
Not I mean, the '90s ones.
Yeah, I mean, I saw there's like some
Christina.
there's a
Time,
good
bro.
there's like a crazy photo of you and Christina where it's like arm around the waist.
Yes.
pick.
Yeah. There.
Maybe I
Arm
can
through
John
the
mark
waist,
John
over
mark,
the waist.
mark this off.
There was a.
Timestamp this one. This picture. This is like
There was a time.
yeah.
Hey,
She apparently in Rolling
is-
Stone said she had a crush on a certain someone.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah, that's a little comfortable.
She's
you look
like
you look
feeling
like
your
you found
vibe.
out.
No, that
You
was a
look
little comfortable. That was a little
hey,
comfortable.
Man,
that was
you
like
was in your bag with that
That's
one
like-
through
But-
the waist.
little
she
comfortable.
said she publicly said she had a crush.
She did, and she said it in Rolling Stone magazine. So like I'm feeling myself.
Which I would
you was
I
like,
think
she was super young. Like I think she was of age, but like she was super young, and I don't
Mm.
know. But I'm in a band, and I met her like at some radio festival after we heard about the crush.
By the way,
thing.
you're handling this with much more grace than Eminem did when she said that. She goes, "I have a crush on Eminem," and then he's like, "Yeah,
Eminem
fuck
was-
you."
Yeah, Eminem was ready to crash.
Fuck
the
you
car
for saying that.
Yeah, yeah.
why
Yeah.
isn't that flattering?
Kim could. I think she has a. What he says
he
it
still
on that
married?
song.
Was he still married?
He's like, Christina Aguilera better switch me chairs so I can.
Oh,
sit
yeah,
next-"
yeah.
so I can sit next to Carson Daly and Fred Durst. Yeah. Yeah, he's cute, but I think he's married to Kim. I should download an audio and MP3.
Well, now you
tell
just
world
doing
I
the
gave
whole
Eminem VD. Yeah,
insinuations too.
I don't. Yeah, but that's nice. Eminem should. He was. I don't like some.
Have
of
you met Eminem?
I haven't.
No.
I know you.
got him coming in
You
next
know.
week.
I don't know him, but I've hung out with him.
There's another good photo of you and Kid Rock.
Yeah,
you and Kid Rock and Eminem.
And that was at the Joe Dirt premiere.
Oh fuck!
So
there's
David Spade's in the
Spade
photo.
also.
The energy is high.
Kid Rock, and that was like an all night. You go around Kid Rock's, especially back then, you better have a couple of days open.
Right.
I hear he's a
IVs.
vortex to this day.
Yes.
I hear. Yeah.
I mean, you just get sucked up in his whole. He's a fun guy. He's politics or whatever. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
always
been super cool to me. But yeah, that's how I got.
Josie is dead.
Yeah, Josie is definitely.
He's actually gone, but
and
rest
he was
in
a
peace, brother.
Prayers up to Josie, a wonderful guy. He was the little person.
Yes,
Josie.
I know.
Just making sure, just clarifying for those at home.
No, sure.
But yeah, that was just a crazy night. We went back to the Mondrian over here after the show, and we were out for like 4 days. And I remember the weirdest thing about Eminem, he was super like mellow. He didn't party that much. He got a couple beers, but he ordered Burger King like at 6 a.m. and ordered like, this is pre like Uber Eats and all that. I go, dude, I don't think anything's open right now.
Yeah.
And Paul Rosenberg was there as manager, and he went out and got $600 worth of Burger King and brought it back. And I'm like, bro, Christ. I don't think any of us are going to be eating. You know what I'm saying? But like, so it sat there, but he crashed out on the Burger King. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Paul Rosenberg on the phone with the Burger King.
He was there.
Burger King.
He was there, and he ran out like all 6'4".
Rosenberg
When I got the burger, he just made it happen. Those two are real. I mean, they're like beyond best friends. So totally cool dude. But I don't have these incredible Eminem stories. He just hung out with them.
That's a pretty good story.
That is pretty good.
$600 worth of Burger King.
The
amount
makes
yacked out of your fucking gourd.
Right. And I'm like, can't you read the room? Read the room, bro.
You just told the story. You just told the story about Eminem ordering $600 worth of Burger King while you're yipped up as shit.
Like, it's French toast.
And then you're like, yeah, but I don't really have any good Eminem stories. That's a much better Eminem story.
Shit too. You're right. Yeah.
So was it all? It's all croissants,
chrysanthemum,
chrysanthemums.
Yeah, sausage croissants. We're just. And it was making us sick. The smell was bumming us out. And it was like, bring us back to reality. And the sunlight was coming up.
The BK Kids Club.
Burger King, sunlight, and regret. That's a triple crown of bummer, man. And so we quickly got out of that room. We started stinking, and it was just, but cool guy. And that's a Detroit connection with Kid Rock.
This is all after the Joe Dirt premiere.
This was after the Joe Dirt.
You saw that fire.
Like leading into
crazy.
Fire.
No, that's like a great story.
If you look at that photo, we're on our way.
Yes.
We're on our way. They're halfway there.
Let me see.
Living on a prayer.
This is a great photo.
The one? Oh, where you go? I see he's got one loaded.
Spade. Well, because I didn't get the one with Spade.
Oh, right. Just the Holy Trinity.
This is.
You don't need Spade.
There we go. There's the 4. Yeah, the 4. There it is. Look at that.
Just crush it.
Yeah, I'll send
Look
that.
at that.
I'll send that to you, John.
Cigs and just.
That's crazy.
And it's funniest thing about that is I ended up taking Kid Rock's place in Joe Dirt too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because David Spade was the funniest guy in the world. I love you. You must know David very well.
I've never met him.
How is that possible?
I know people that
You guys will love each other. And the thing I love about David Spade and you is you're the same person on stage or off stage. And a lot of comedians aren't, as you know. They're kind of dark, and I understand that. But like David Spade he could only be David Spade. He's always funny. He's always that guy.
I just saw him. They brought him back on Saturday Night Live.
Yes, they did.
Hunter Biden.
He is one of the.
And he looks good.
He's like one of the guys, bro.
Yeah,
for sure.
It really just hit me earlier this year. Like he's like Rushmore level,
without a doubt. And
like
the
crazy.
great thing about him too is like you'll be in a club or something or like a restaurant. I'll see him. And he'll be with like Chris Rock, Sandler, like De Niro, and they'll never showbiz me.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, Mark, come over here. De Niro. It's just always just never showbizes you. You know, and I just like it's just a warm quality that let's say not everybody has that quality.
Right.
And so when someone has it, it really stands out.
Yeah.
Because not everybody wants the guy from Sugar Ray sitting at their table. You know what I mean? He's always been super self-effacing. I gotta get it.
Yeah.
And so he's just always super cool like that. Yeah, but like for Joe Dirt too, like Kid Rock wanted like $5 million, and David Spade's like, dude, this is like a cable like revisit, like. And I go, I'll do it for $5,000. So I got to do it.
Wait, was it you? You got more than what was it?
Not much more. I did get a little bit more, but not much.
Scale.
We shot in Covington, but it's great for me because, like, dude, me being in like a movie is like, I get Sharknado type movies, not Joe.
Oh, wait, are you in? Okay, this is not. Are you in the same Sharknado as Jared? Mm-hmm. Oh, you are. Mm-hmm. Because I remember a lot of like. I remember being at a Subway when Sharknado 2 came out, and there's like a bunch of like little cards that are like Sharknado 2 featuring Subway Jared, and he's like in the.
They had like baseball cards.
The good news is I didn't have any scenes with him, so there was zero interactions.
That's all we could ask for.
Well, because there's a lot of photos of guys with Subway Jared. Subway Jared was like he was Forrest Gumping.
Yeah,
crazy.
You know what? You're right.
There's like I don't think that it's not the same as like if you're in a photo on a set with Subway Jared, I don't think you're implicated in the same way as like a Getty images of you at like a Diddy party.
No,
it's different.
Fair enough.
Like I would not like. I wasn't.
They were sending Jared out to like
my first ever
events.
job.
A lot of like mid-tier.
My first ever job in Los Angeles.
He was like the Noid from Domino's that like lived.
Right.
So like he was just he was like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Like that's why this story is so fucking unbelievable. Right. I'm sorry to keep cussing.
No.
We like it.
Subway.
Isn't it bad for the YouTube?
No. It's
to cuss?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I think it's something about. If you cuss in like the first minute or something.
Yeah, it's like early.
I don't know.
Respectful
it's
of the whole
fine.
thing.
You can cuss away.
No, I bet it's not my nature to cuss. I think it's like crowd work. You know what I'm saying?
Hey!
See, I did a callback.
Hey,
you see
what?
Look at that. But Subway Jared.
Yeah.
My first ever job in Los Angeles. I was
not at Subway.
I was a production assistant on a Subway ad.
You're kidding me.
And there was
he was there.
Subway Jared was in there. I had hit the wall in terms of like Subway Jared's. Perception. I was too old. I was too old for Subway
I got
Jared.
you. But you got a young look though, dude.
Yeah.
Served you well.
Yeah, could have. Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
I think it was 21.
What was he like? Like, what was he?
I never got around him.
Was he on set?
But he also the thing about so I was also a really bad PA. Like I was like a really bad PA, if you can believe it.
One of the worst I was
like
history.
Really bad at being a PA.
Legendarily bad PA.
Yeah, like I had you're supposed to wear like a headset.
Oh yeah.
And I had it like around my neck. Like
were you embarrassed to wear it, or was it an aesthetic?
No, I just didn't understand. I just had never worked a real fucking job, and so I was just wearing it like Beats head, like a basketball player
backwards cap.
In.
You know what I mean?
It's like walking into the bro. Like I was so bad at So I never got around Subway. I never got around Subway Jared, and I think I also I left early because I pretended to throw up.
You was going to say because he's bad at his job.
Yeah, because I was just like really bad.
It's a lot of mess ups in one day too.
No,
that's
it was
probably
really
a 1 day
bad.
shoot, right?
Yeah, it was like. Yeah, but I also remember.
Did you make it to
I
day
did
two?
end up getting paid.
Did you make it to day two?
Pardon?
Did you make it to day two?
No.
Okay, just
no, but I just remember Subway Jared. Like, I mean, so this is like a couple years before that story broke, but I do remember sort of feeling like, and I'm not being a body fascist or anything.
I understand.
You know,
no one's calling you that.
But like, I do remember being like, "Oh, Subway Jared is kind of soft body,
right?"
For like this to be his whole fucking
for celebrating
thing.
health,
right?
Like, yeah, like this is like the face of your operation,
right?
And it's been a while too. This is like a few years.
Yeah, so it's like I guess he was like a big fat guy, and now he's not. But he's not like
2-liter.
Cut.
2 liters.
Like I just remember sort of being like,
were you disappointed with that? Or?
Yeah, I want him to be. I want him to have like cum gutters.
No, I understand.
I want him to.
Come on, he wanted him to look like D'Angelo.
Exactly. I wanted Subway Jared to look like D'Angelo. That was my
And I gotta say, dude, body shaming is not your thing. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Yes.
Because on the first time we were on the podcast,
Oh.
I've stole something from you that I use all the time.
Oh, yeah?
And I give you no writing credit.
Oh,
and I
sure.
take it as me and I own it.
Yes.
We were talking about wife beaters or A-frames. And you called them a wife respector.
I called him a wife respector.
I have taken that.
Sirs.
I've taken another No Jumper podcast, and I've used that and I have claimed it as my own.
Oh wow!
And I'm here to say I am sorry.
Thank you.
That is because that's what you are sensitive.
Thank you.
So I would never look at you as a body fascist or a body
Right.
shame.
Absolutely.
So, and so like a wife respector, use it. I mean, you'll get people will fall on the ground, especially you because you got the timing.
Oh, thank you. Well, no, it's
Thank
yours
you for
now.
that.
This is
That was your gift. That was his gift to you.
That was my gift.
just
for
throw
coming on
it
the
back.
pod.
Yeah, I don't know if you put it in a something.
I'll
song?
give you credit.
Yeah.
I'll give you credit. But that was so. But so you never saw any weird Jared activity. Huh?
No, I didn't see any. No, I didn't see him like.
Yeah, by the way, what's he gonna do, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't watch him download child pornography.
Right. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well, I have a
He wasn't
question.
really,
I have a subject shifting
Oh,
question.
yes.
ScoobyDoo, the
Yeah.
movie.
Oh yes.
One of the greats. You were only
Yes.
there one day.
And that's like
I'm
that's one
imagining-
that actually that movie does like I feel like over the years I know a lot of people that are like they fucking are
It's one of them ones.
they love it.
It stays
it's one
around,
of the it's one
man.
of the ones.
It's crazy the legs that movie has had too.
Yeah.
It seems to be bigger now than it was when it came
You're
out.
possessed by an evil
Yeah,
spirit.
I've got like an evil spirit.
Yes.
My eyes turn red and all
freaking
that.
out Sarah Michelle Gellar, and then Fred is speaking with a black accent. I was wondering when
Fred
when did
yes.
you find out that
Yeah, maybe plug that. Maybe plug that in.
What up, dog? And dog?
Keeping it real.
clip this morning.
Yeah,
but he
no,
was
there's
like,
some
what
like,
up, dog? What's
yo,
up?
what's up, dog?
What's up,
Like, and
dog?
also like hitting it hard.
Yeah,
Not
super
going,
hard.
what's up, dog? Like,
Yeah.
what's up, dog?
Yeah,
Yo.
and then Scooby's like, word up,
Yeah,
yeah.
Scooby, yo, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm like,
it's like,
Scooby's not
yeah,
black.
no, it's crazy.
Scooby says it's soft day.
Yeah, Scooby. Nah, Scooby was tripping.
Yeah.
Scooby,
Craziest
you're
thing-
not black. You're not even Dominican, Scooby.
No, you're right. There
Acting
was a
like
little bit
this.
of Latin flavor in there for sure.
Yeah, crazy.
The crazy thing about that, it was like a 5-day shoot off of the Gold
you
Coast
heard
of
it.
Australia called Moreton Island.
Whoa.
I guess it's analogous to Catalina, if you will, but like farther out. And the craziest thing about Scooby-Doo is what I remember is we took a boat out there and it literally dropped us off on Spooky Island. Like we
This is in
lived
California?
no, it was in Australia.
Australia.
In Australia.
Yeah.
Okay.
We took a boat
In
out to
Australia.
They built this whole spooky island, gigantic set. This is the day and age of $300 million movies and all that.
Yeah.
And all I remember is that we lived on Spooky Island for 5 days. Because the whole, if you remember the movie, there was the resort, it's built around a resort. And so we all lived on the movie set. And they dumped out the Australian modeling agencies. And like, it was the most beautiful people, guy and girls ever
Bring
seen
your
in my
baddest.
life out there.
Bring us your baddest.
Partying their ass off for 5. At the end of those 5 days, I'm like, get me off. I was
You were really
crawling,
haunted. By the end, you're like,
just-
this shit is spooky.
Yeah.
really into party drugs and all that thing. We're up for days. I'm filming a movie and like they didn't have to even like do the CGI for my eyes. I was so messed up, dude. And like it was
Was it? People were like rolling.
rolling
on the set of
all the
Scooby-Doo?
extras, all the extras.
All the extras on
All the
Scooby Doo were
extras.
rolling.
It's
Is that?
Spooky
Do
Island,
people know
cuz.
that?
And the irony is like Matthew Lillard was really cool. You know, Shaggy.
And he still plays Shaggy to this day.
I know. Oh, he's
Yeah.
running with that. You can get a cameo from
have
him
to-
and he'll
yeah,
light
yeah,
it up
yeah,
for you if
yeah.
that's your thing.
Shaggy
Yeah.
is, this character will outlive us all.
Legendary,
Yeah.
legendary. And the cool thing about Scooby-Doo is it came out like in the early 70s, and it was like the first cartoon I related to as a kid. So getting to be in the animated movie, like the big...
What do you mean related to?
Well, when I was
Solving
like 6 or
mysteries,
7, I
having a-
watched
Oh.
Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I just thought you meant
did that.
like I was always solving mysteries with my
yeah.
friend. And
There's always the
talking
old
dog
man
and
coming in.
stuff.
If it wasn't for you
Yeah.
meddling kids. No.
But it was like the first cartoon you connected with.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And I just
Okay.
remember just really, it really makes me nostalgic for childhood. So
Yeah.
to get to be in the movie was just incredible.
I mean, yeah, that's like people love Scooby Doo.
Love it, love it.
It's I am curious about because there's an R-rated cut, right, of Scooby Doo.
Is there?
2002, or a
don't
hard,
know this.
or like a harder PG-13.
They had some.
There's like a lot of like.
Did it get released?
Yeah, John, can you look this up?
I think I should know this.
I don't know if John. Do you have a mic?
Nah,
They got to get you a. Do you have a mic?
Yeah, I think this works. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you,
This mic
John.
works.
John is our Jamie of the show.
Yeah, I got it. I love
Yeah.
it. It's a great job, dude.
John is our Jamie. Pull that up.
I'm racing them.
Jamie, pull it up.
Yeah, ScoobyDoo. Yeah, because like ScoobyDoo, there is an R-rated cut.
But how do you know this? How do
I don't know. It's just something.
It was
that-
intended to be R,
Yes.
but censored after a screen test. They did a screen
Yes.
test of an R version, and then they cut it down.
There's just
Yeah.
no world where that needs to be an R movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why?
It'd be like
It's
gratuitous
Scooby.
cussing or
Well,
like.
honestly, yeah, because like it's suggestive enough. We don't need because they went and made Velma. That show
Brother.
stinks.
That
show-
yeah, that was not.
Listen,
That show stinks.
the show,
Yeah.
it needed some work. What they did to Velma in general, Velma becoming like the face of like pornographic cosplay. How did that happen from us?
know,
That's what I'm saying.
That wasn't the sweet little,
just
the
that-
crime-solving
Velma
trio.
was never a freak like that.
No.
no,
then
but she
one
kind of
day
gets
we woke up.
Scooby-Doo
and
2. Is it Scooby-Doo 2 where she gets sexy on him?
She got the
Anyway,
Throws
I
it
don't,
back.
I
Sao
don't mean
Paulo
to.
got some work
Yeah,
done.
I love your Scooby-Doo sensitivities here. I didn't know that.
We're
Yeah.
big Scooby guys.
But no, it's
But we didn't hang out with
I-
the cast that much. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, but you didn't hang out with the cast.
Not really. Matthew Lillard, we did. He
Yeah.
was cool, but I remember it was funny. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar were a couple then. They weren't married then, but they were a couple. So they were very off themselves, and we didn't really have a lot of
that
scenes.
makes
So I didn't really see them. And I think they were trying to avoid us a little bit because we were partying with the extras, going crazy, and like, these guys are too much for us. And I remember we were leaving, like walking down the literally pier of the Spooky Island pier with our bags, and like you're still on the set. There's cameras. It's so weird waiting for the boat to pick us up. And I remember Freddie Prinze Jr. running down, going, "Wait, you guys leaving?" And like he knew we were leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't get a chance to hang, and like show business us a little.
Sure.
you knew when the boat was coming.
Yeah. Come on, he called the boat, But nice guy, but like he wasn't trying to hang with us.
But
on that thing.
he wasn't on Spooky Island like you.
No, and he also
wasn't
had.
like-
These guys were also
in
working
the-
18 hours a day, and like they
Right? No, they
you know
have
what I
to.
mean?
Like a different-
They're working.
Right,
different
we could
job.
lip sync or something.
you
You
know
blacked
your
out.
song
Yeah.
already.
Like you don't have any, like you're singing you're doing the scene in Scooby-Doo. It's like the song, and then you're like possessed and like looking
Right.
at Daphne, right?
Right.
But you don't have to like have any like dialogue heavy scenes in that movie.
I don't think I had one bit of dialogue.
So you got to like party.
like there was like or
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Day
So you're
three,
like,
yeah,
of
we're
course,
just-
I'm gonna be rolling with the.
So we did.
That's crazy that
It's
they
insane.
were all the extras were rolling on Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, all the extras were. Not
Yeah.
didn't see any acting party with any of them, but us and all the extras were, and then like,
And what I know of extras, I believe every word.
oh yeah, no, and,
Yeah.
and by the way, the most beautiful I've ever seen in my life, and I'm like, this is gonna be fun. You know, it's funny because like I was saying, I thought that people in bands partied hard, but these guys, Australians, are another level, man.
Yeah.
Australians are far beyond.
They're like wrestlers.
They're all
They're drinking beers out of
okay.
shoes, bruh.
You said- this is actually
Big segues.
Damn, you segued because you know how to host. Because you know how to host too.
No.
That
That's
is
legendary.
like that is like
Legendary.
Did you see that?
Of course.
He saw me pulling up the notes.
I watched
Looking-
it in real time.
and
Oh, he
he
caught
knew.
you from the side.
And he caught me.
Brother.
That was clean.
Come on, man.
That was clean.
This is
Because
high-level
I
stuff,
remember
man.
I'm sensitive
because
to
you
it.
have actually because you know how to interview also. You know how to like interview. You know how to host.
I worked at Extra
You know how
for a
to-
while,
right.
and that's an interview-heavy job.
yes.
The
It's
all
irony
interviews.
is, I told them I'll host and I don't want to do any interviews, and they were really cool with that. But I ended up, the more time I spent at Extra, I ended up doing interviews, and I
Right.
think we talked about this before.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I remember one day when I knew this job wasn't for me, we went out to the Huntington Theater in Pasadena because Al Pacino was doing Othello.
Oh yeah.
And you know how big Othello and Shakespeare is on Extra Entertainment Tonight. You know, they love that, right? So-
Every night.
Every night.
Every
So
hotel.
I got to sit through 17 questions about his preparation, Shakespeare, and then I know I'm going to hit him with one last question, that the only one we're going to use. And so I get through the questions. He's very cordial. Yeah, and I go, hey, Al, I can call you Al, right? Our listeners are really kind of fascinated by this topic, but Kevin and Brittany just broke up.
Oh,
What do you think?
God.
And he just stopped like he'd been like hoodwinked. And he was like,
How dare
he went,
you?
you're better than that.
Oh!
Fuck.
Damn.
Away.
Damn, he gave
And
you
I
the
went-
heat Pacino?
And he wasn't being mean.
Damn.
He just meant you just took 30 minutes
You
of my
just-
precious time and just and
Finessed me, Mark.
Yeah.
and I got exactly what I needed because at the top of the show they go, and we asked some of Hollywood's biggest stars what they thought about Kevin and Brittany right now.
Yeah. Good
And
job.
they show me asking Al, and they go, but you'll have to wait and see what Al says, and you know what I mean.
And then they tease it, and then they show
tease it, and then they
you're
go,
better than
well, Al
them?
was a little hesitant to say what he thought, but we wish Al the best. So like,
Damn.
and I went, wow, I'm not good at this.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
you
not
don't
good at
wanna-
this, and it has nothing to do
hey.
with me having already some little D-list celebrity. I'm not good at. I'm not a prior. You know, and you have
There's
to
a
start-
cost.
Yeah, you just I can
Mental.
talk.
Right.
I can all day conversate, but like
But you were following orders.
following orders, and the whole time I was having I'm talking to the biggest actor in the world, having the worst time ever because I knew what was coming. Like
Right.
anxiety.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you're just like
I was
one
doing
of
like
those
some
rough.
Brandon, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hit him with it. And a little bit of my soul died that day. I go, this is not for me. But I was there 4 years.
Yeah.
I learned some great tools on how to, and those people work hard, man. There's no show at 6 a.m. and by 10:30 when they send it up to the satellite, there's a complete show. So
No, that's yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so WWE.
yeah.
What was it?
Boy, I just took you off the segue. So hardcore, bro.
No, what was what was your WWE experience?
WWE experience was this. The WWF at the time.
Oh, WWF.
was
Real one,
opening up.
baby.
Yeah, they were going to do like restaurant themes around the country,
Yeah.
kind of like Hooters or
Right.
Guy Fieri.
And this
you
is
know.
in the midst of the Attitude Era.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
NWO and all that, and it was Scott Hall and just everybody.
Shout out
just,
to the Wolfpack.
yeah, right, and just real aggressive style,
With the
gangster biker. The most like kind of
everybody's leathered out.
leathered out,
divas.
shades and sweating.
The divas were in the mix.
Divas were in the mix as well too.
Stacey.
Yep.
Stacey Keebler.
Stacy, I believe, was there, but rest her soul. Who's the one that passed and dark
China.
hair?
China.
China was there.
Yeah,
Come on.
Not a huge wrestling fan, but this was an interesting thing. They asked us to play the opening of their Times Square restaurant in the late 90s. I think it was 99, 2000 maybe. Whoa. And so it was a fun event. It was a big to-do. Lots of people were there. And I thought we partied, and I thought the Australians partied. But the wrestlers were so gnarly. We're like, yeah, you want to get a little baggy? You want to get? And they're like, baggy?
Yeah, like, brother.
We got a fanny pack. What do you need? And I looked up. The guy opened his fanny pack. I'm not going to say who it is. Probably should, but I won't.
You
But,
can say it.
Nah,
Vince
I can't. I
McMahon.
can't sell anybody out like that. But I'm already selling them out anyway.
Stephanie McMahon.
It
fine.
was not. They had little like vials and a little bit of compartments of whatever, up, down, pain, this, and I was like,
Right. Wow.
whoa. They scared the living shit out of us, man. And
Jesus
that was a
Christ.
party hard, really cool guys.
Yeah.
Totally fun. Went out all night with them, and then they go, "Oh, we got a show tonight in Altoona. See you later."
Why?
How do you guys? Oh, I know how you do it. It's the fanny pack secret.
right.
I just threw up in front of the M&M store. You got work?
Exactly. No, exactly.
Are
I was
you kidding?
crawling
Yeah.
to the bus, going, "Thank God we don't play tonight." And they were going to go throw themselves around, at night. So yeah, there's different
That's-
levels. What
yeah.
I found to this thing, you know what I mean?
It's
Yeah.
like
I never
re-
found that Diddy White party level. I was never cool enough to be
You were
invited
never
to
at
those.
the. You never. Yeah.
And I remember being so bummed not being invited to that.
Like,
You're
how
like,
about
wow.
that?
How about that? I was so bummed, going, "What are you going to do? Making a #1 song?" And
Lord bless you.
Oh, like you were.
I was bummed out
yeah.
not being invited, and
Right.
I remember being bummed out I wasn't worthy enough of getting invited to the white party.
to the Diddy White party.
Yeah.
And now who's doing it now? What's his name?
Your man from Fanatics.
That
Oh,
fucking
the guy for that owns the Eagles.
What's
or-
the guy that owns Fanatics.
Yeah.
What's his name?
That's crazy that I'm blanking on
Who's
Is
this.
it
the dude
Levin?
that-
Levine or
I totally don't like.
Yeah.
I'm blocking him out 'cause I don't like
Michael
this.
something.
Michael Reuben.
Michael
Michael
Reuben.
Reuben.
Michael
That's it.
Reuben.
That's it.
Michael Reuben
Yeah.
ruined
he's
basketball
passing- he's-
jerseys.
Right.
Ruined basketball
Okay. And then
jerseys.
now he grabs the torch.
Why do you say
He's passed
ruined
the torch
basketball
for-
jerseys?
Well, because Fanatics produces everything.
For sure.
But the new replica jersey is just like
Not
they
Mitchell
like-
and Ness
they took-
worthy.
They took a little sauce off it.
So Mitchell and Ness, but they do
Well,
Mitchell.
Mitchell and Ness is still, and I think he's involved in that, like him and Jay.
Right. Are you saying the quality got worse?
The quality got worse,
Gotcha.
man.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It was like the champion jersey that everybody wore at Drew Model School, Field Day '98.
Yep.
I had my Sean Camp champion
Right
jersey on,
Right on.
getting it off.
Well,
and
would
then
you go to the Michael Rubin white party?
Would you go
If you
now?
tell them
That's
to
a
fix
good
the
question.
jerseys,
I mean,
I'll get one drink.
like if we're being fully, like if
Yeah.
we're being all the way real.
If I got an invite, I would have to go just take a look.
I would go.
I would
There's
go.
no
I
would take a
association with
look.
it. Like, look, it just, why does he
I
not
guess
have,
I would go.
maybe you should get rid of the
Yeah.
white party element.
Yeah.
Right.
But just have a party.
It
Michael
could
Reuben.
just be a party. I don't understand why everybody's got to be in these linens. Let's
Right.
just get everybody just wear whatever.
I agree.
I guess I'd probably go.
You would? I'm shocked.
Yeah, I guess I might go.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I guess I might go.
It's a tough one.
Have you
It's-
met Diddy?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And-
But everybody's met Diddy, right?
well, when he was putting out Sean John,
Yeah.
remember his clothing line?
Northside,
He was
please.
really trying to saturate and cover all the markets. And I think I represented white dude, frosted tip surfer guy.
Oh.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
You were,
You're
And
in the
so-
Sean John catalog.
Well, he sent me a bunch of clothes.
Okay,
And I
yeah.
didn't really like it that much. Wasn't my style at the time.
listen.
And he goes, "Do you want to be in the thing?" And I go, "Yeah, we'll see." And it just kind of went away. I never really gave an answer.
Right.
But he sent me a bunch of the gear, and I don't know. I just wasn't my thing, you know.
I wore a lot of Sean John, but not by choice. When you're wearing 4XL, Sean John was typically the only option.
For sure. Yeah. Rockaware, Sean John was right in that mix.
They were
but-
taking care of me. In
Yeah,
my,
I was still,
in my
I was
fruit
wearing
punch-
life respecters, and that was my thing back
my
then.
fruit punch era.
What's
So-
he from? With what? You've used Wife Respector and.
Did you see how I just used it organically?
Just
No,
used
I
it on
know.
the show.
Yeah, I mean, I just
Damn.
used it like no problem.
No, I like that.
But he was always cool to me. You know, I never went into deep parties with him. Actually,
Right.
I hosted the World Music Awards in Monte Carlo, and I remember he had a yacht, and I remember being so pissed off because he made everybody take their shoes off. I spent a lot of money on my shoes to go to. You know, and I go, I'm not taking the
And
shoes
then where are you
off.
putting the shoes? There's some kind
Just
of
like a
shoe
big
track?
like shoe thing
have,
right
like, a
there.
shoe
But I
bin?
didn't
yeah.
want to take my shoes off. And I remember he goes, "You're not coming to my boat if you don't take your shoes off." I go, "I'm not coming to your boat then."
You
And
stood
I
your ground.
left. I turned around. I was
Wow.
that committed to my shoes.
Damn, what were the shoes? Like some nice dress shoes?
Yeah, there were some like
some
some like
crocodile?
Gucci's. I know it was
Yeah.
brand new to money, so like these are $600 shoes in '98. I'm like,
this
I'm rocking
is-
these
come
things.
on.
And I don't think I had any socks on, and I had a gnarly bunion, and I still have it.
You beat me to that. I
Yeah.
have definitely left situations where my socks were not correct.
There you go.
I'm like,
So
listen,
that's
guys,
why
I'm
you
not
let. So
prepared
you
to
let.
party.
So you were.
Let's be honest.
about-
My feet were jacked up. I had no socks
Yeah.
on, and I went.
You can't have the hammer time at the,
No.
at
At
the
the Diddy
Monte
party.
Carlo yacht.
So you were about to be on at the Diddy party.
Yes.
Yacht party.
Listen.
Yes.
Diddy party on the
in
yacht.
Monte Carlo, by the way,
But
like,
your feet were too fucked
too
up.
jacked up, and I was the People
Damn.
Magazine's '98 Sexiest Rocker of the Year
Oh,
that
so you
year.
can't even
So I
have your
can't
joints
show
once
my
that
right.
happens?
I can't just destroy my legacy
yeah.
Once that
with these
happens,
twisted up Dennis Rodman feet. You know what I mean?
Brother.
But you got what I'm saying.
You
Oh man.
simpatico. Brother.
Right.
I've
So
had
that
to do
that
a lot
was
of work.
That was it. And then every time I've seen him, like at at parties, always been really cool.
Sure.
I wouldn't
Yes.
say we have a friendship at all. You know.
You
No.
would have been fine on that yacht.
I think I would have been fine. Yeah. In fact, my manager went on there for a while. He goes, "I'm leaving you." I'm like, "What about my
You
shoes?"
probably could have. You probably should have just hopped on the yacht. Honestly.
He jumped on it. I don't blame him because like back then we had one song and we never knew we could be there
listen,
again. I go,
brother.
"Get
This
on the
is
yacht."
pre
I'ma
1459.
Yeah, this is Florida had come out, and so it was just
Fuck.
like, yeah. So,
You should have got on that.
dude, I
fucking
sat
boat,
there on
man.
I
Should've
sat
got
on a
that
bench.
goddamn boat, man.
I sat on
What
a
the fuck?
bench with my barefoot and Gucci's and watched the boat pull away on a bench, just drinking like a. He did give me a bottle of champagne on the way out. I'll give him credit with that.
Oh, he gave you a bottle on
and
the
it
way
was
out.
it
That's
was
crazy.
it was Cristal before like the Cristal movement. I didn't know what it was.
Like early.
And I was just like drinking it, you know. So
Fuck.
yeah, I was.
You should have got on that fucking boat.
Hey man, you know, regret is part of my life mission, man.
But oh yeah, you know what I did want to talk about
Yeah.
also. I guess, on the journey, right? Is the first time and let me confirm if this is true because this is based off of IMDb, but the first movie with one of your songs in it is Wild Things, right?
I
Or
don't
is
know
that-
if that's true.
Okay.
What year did that come out? Do you know? 98?
98.
Yeah, because we were in another movie called Father's Day
Okay.
with Robin Williams and Billy Crystal that
Wow.
Ivan Reitman directed.
Wow.
Whoa.
And it was supposed to be a they're finally all three doing a movie together. And Ivan Reitman did
Yeah, it
Stripes,
says-
Animal House.
98,
It was supposed to go
hold
crazy.
Hold Your Eyes. 98 Wild Things.
But I think it was in there, but Father's Day had I think our first.
Okay.
Because that came out in 97.
Fuck.
I believe.
Damn.
And I remember.
Oh yeah, Father's Day. You play yourself.
They did
in
play
Father's
yourself.
Day.
That's
figure
funny.
it.
Do you
You can
think-
kind of see
Okay.
the skill set level of the actor.
Okay, 97. You play yourself in, and that was like the first movie. Wild Things is the first movie where it's just like soundtrack credit.
Yeah, I think that's when we realized, oh, you mean like they licensed songs to things that are already out. It was that whole soundtrack business. I don't know how it even existed.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I feel like that was when it started to fade away.
Probably did.
It was huge in the 80s. Like people were writing hits for movies.
For the soundtrack.
And then
I mean, Diane Warren has a career, and she's up for her 17th Oscar nomination because she wrote for movies. And those right down Broadway, heart-wrenching songs she was so good at. But then Napster came along and kind of destroyed her.
Yeah,
so I would say that was the real benchmark of like, thanks for playing, guys. And Spotify said, hey, that's a good business model. Let's make nothing and sell something.
Right.
Shout out to all our guys at BearShare.
Well, wait, so it's Father's Day is like the first film appearance.
Yeah, and like that, we did that movie when we had nothing. Like we got signed to Atlantic Records, and they were just looking for a real band that would do it cheaply, and they found us. And it was fun. Like literally, I had lines and dialogue in that movie, and we thought it was going to be the biggest thing ever because Billy Crystal, Robin Williams were at their peak of their powers then. Yeah. Ivan Reitman had this incredible history of hugely successful movies. And I remember thinking this movie was in trouble because, we filmed it in the summer of 96 and it came out in the summer of 97 and Fly was out by then. Fly was the main thing they were using in their promotion for the movie. I go, wow. We got a problem here with this movie. And the movie just didn't do much and it failed. And it's never had any legs or anything. But it kind of stayed where it is.
Wild Things is the first movie that your song is in the soundtrack.
Not really true either.
Not true.
No, Escape from L.A. came out in 95 with Kurt Russell.
Damn.
That had 10 Seconds Down in it. And
so Escape from L.A. is the first one.
Was the first one. That was the first one. Yeah.
And then...
what's funny? I didn't even know we're in Wild Things if you're telling me that right now. I'm like, really?
You didn't? Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's check the residuals.
I definitely got to check the residuals now. Got at least 3 cents coming to me, right?
I mean, I guess.
Somewhere. Somehow.
Yeah.
Do you get residuals for Easter?
Yeah. I mean, for everything. I get I'll get it's funny getting like the comically low residuals for like like I'm in 30 seconds of Curb, like one episode of Curb, so I'll get like literal checks for like 5 cents.
Yeah, me too.
It's like I can't. What do I do with this?
It takes energy. It takes more than 5 cents to deposit this thing.
But
are you surprised?
I just brought up Wild Things, by the way, because that is like. I think a lot of first jack off.
Yeah, no, that scene.
There's a lot of people that like.
It's unbeatable.
That's the first thing that they jack off.
It's pretty erotic. I gotta say, it's a lot to the imagination and then some.
Stuff.
But I'm always surprised. Like I've been in a couple movies and done a few things.
Something very sexual about that film to me.
Very over. Is he on one? Is he on one? He's on one. I'll let him go.
Yes, as you were.
No, but I would just say like. I guess a nice chunk of change for like the little stuff I've done in Hollywood. I can't imagine like Tom Cruise gets. Like, what does his residuals look like?
Oh yeah,
like $20 million a year. I mean, seriously.
I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, it is funny to think about him handling residuals in the same way that I do, where thinking about him writing for mobile deposit only,
right?
And then taking a photo of both sides of the check on his banking app,
right.
I imagine he handles it differently.
Well, he's got a guy.
I imagine that
he's got
somebody
else
else
straight to the guy.
Handles that.
The Thetans are handling that.
I'll see a check every now and then for like $1,200 for Joe Dirt too.
That's
crazy.
I'll
go, really? Just out of nowhere. How great that is. And then I wonder, if I'm in that with the small part, like what? I
mean, that's I guess that one the Joe Coy movie. It's like there's been a couple months where it's like a nice, like surprise couple thou.
Yeah. Which is
residuals.
Hey,
I think
those.
every couple months I'll get like a couple hundred for like I think should leave, but that's about it. I don't have like a long IMDb.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's
impressive. There's like
growing,
some it's
growing on its way. You're just getting started, kid. You're just
flourishing.
Thank you.
Do you like being on the road?
I like it to an extent. Yeah, I'm not like I like
cities where it's hot people.
No, I understand. Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Is it depressing though sometimes?
Of course. Yeah. It's very isolating. I mean, you know the road very well.
Yeah, very well.
You still go on road?
We do. Every summer we'll go out there and go do a couple weeks or something. But we do a lot of one-offs like you do. Yeah. You do more like weekends. You'll go like
I do weekends sometimes in the right cities.
Do they take care of you in terms of like accommodations?
If you're doing a club, you get like a
comedy
pretty
condo?
good hotel.
Yeah, clubs.
Sometimes it's condo. I've done condo like a couple times. But
I would say no to
usually
that.
I get a hotel.
Yeah.
No, I've actually only done.
the possibility of bed bugs.
I would
I've
say
stayed
no.
at
The
a
improv condo. Yeah. No.
I've stayed at a comedy condo in like I think I did. It was Zany's in Nashville. That's actually the only time I've ever stayed at like a comedy condo. I'm usually in a hotel room.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's depressing enough. But like a comedy condo that's been run through
It's
for
pretty
30
rough.
years.
Yeah.
Like, a little rough.
Yeah,
Sheets
and
are very tan. They
Yeah,
don't-
right.
No,
and
it's
pillows,
like-
tan,
and rocks. You know.
sweaty.
yeah, no, it's
The older I get, the
yeah.
more persnickety I'm getting too, in terms of like touring and
Oh,
things
sure.
like just like what I do
mean-
want and don't want. You know.
Yeah, you also like I think that you can probably like tour when you want.
You've earned the right
Right.
to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have
Yeah.
to. I have to go play. There's no
Right.
scenario where I can just rest on my laurels. You know, I've got 2 teenage kids that are hopefully going to college. Hopefully. So yeah, no, I've got to be out there and doing it. But
Yeah.
you know, I can pick and choose, which is great. Thank
That's
God
nice.
people still want to hear the music after all these years. You know,
Absolutely. I mean,
Hits, man.
it's yeah.
Bangers, man.
Stoked.
When I'm playing basketball, someday pops into my head.
Does it really?
I'm singing a lot of times when I'm playing ball. I'm humming someday.
Yeah.
I love that.
That
And I wonder
part,
why.
When you're swimming in the deep blue sea,
Maybe it calms you, and you just know you're
Yeah,
about
I'd
to
be
just
like-
drop the 3. You know,
Pop,
right?
pop.
No, I got you.
Also I was watching before this, I was watching like old Stern clips, right? And you had been on Stern how many times?
I mean, a lot.
Like,
I mean,
a lot.
probably
Like-
at least 20.
You had been like super early on too, early and late. Like
I mean, Stern was responsible for our career. And,
Yeah.
and I say this, we got signed to Atlantic Records. We had our first record out. It didn't do anything. What we did is we covered a song that Howard wrote when he was 8 called Psychedelic Bee. You've probably heard it before.
wow.
And so we recorded it. I remember we were on tour and we were going from like Denver to Wyoming. And this was the last gasp of this record. 3 people were showing up a night. And we went to Denver City Community College and knocked on their door. And they had a studio there. We go, can anybody record us for like
Whoa.
2 hours? And the guy goes, yeah, I got a little time. I need some little practice here. And so
Yeah.
we knocked out Psychedelic Bee. And this was in 95, pre-cell phone, really, that, no one could afford one. No credit cards, no anything. So we knocked it out. We sent it FedEx, and this was on a Wednesday. We finally get to Wyoming on a Friday, and it's in the morning. And the manager at the club is there at 9 o'clock in the morning, which is weird. And you go to a club like that, they don't come to like 2 or 3 in the afternoon because they're up all night. He goes, you guys got to call your manager right now in New York. Howard Stern's been playing your song all day long in New York. They want you to fly back immediately and play. And this was like a gift from the heavens. So we did. We flew back on a Monday. That following Monday, played in the middle of the studio. And I was always a huge Howard Stern fan.
Yeah,
Huge,
of course.
And this
What
is when
year
he
is
had
this? This is
20 million
before-
listeners back then.
And this is before the first. This is what album?
This is the first record dying. It was
Okay,
over.
wow.
And Atlantic was deciding whether they were going to make a second record. And guess what they were going to say? No, thanks for playing. But
And
'cause
Howard came in.
Howard came in. And by the way, Howard didn't just let anybody on his show. Like if you were promoting a record, he would never have you on. That's boring to him. Like he wouldn't want to talk about that. Who you banging, who's banging. That's
Right.
it. If you weren't ready
Yeah,
for
do
that
you like
energy,
You better be banging something.
especially in
Yeah.
the 90s, he was not ready to talk to you. So all the Atlantic Records, all the executives were like, how the hell did these guys that we don't even know on our label get on to Howard Stern? So they all came down. We crushed it on there. It was the one thing we all came together. Howard loved it. He played it over and over, of course, because we were appealing to his sensibilities. Of
course.
Of course, finally a band's like, understanding my genius as a songwriter. And because of that, we went from selling like 20 records to 2,500 to 5,000 the week after that, which were gigantic numbers for us. In 2 weeks, we sold out our whole thing. And because of
Physical
that
copy
appearance,
era.
right,
Yeah.
the label went, let's make a second record because
Wow.
we're gonna
Howard.
we're gonna capitalize on this Howard Stern energy.
Yeah.
Literally said you guys can make a second record from that thing, and that became Floor, which had Fly on it.
Was
So
Beetlejuice
this is
there?
beef-
Was
fuck.
Beetlejuice there? Was Beetlejuice there?
Beetlejuice absolutely there.
You met Beetlejuice?
I danced with Beetlejuice. We played one of his birthdays, and I danced with Beetlejuice. I think I might have kissed Beetlejuice on the lips. Too. Yeah, I think in fact, I'm sure I did. I kissed him on the lips during Howard's birthday. And Howard
What are
goes,
you talking?
Yes!
What are you talking about? You kissed Beetlejuice.
he was just
on the
dancing,
lips?
and I was trying to
heard the
Howard.
man?
I was trying to do a Howard Stern performance.
Yeah.
You know, you want to get
When
Howard
was this?
Stern.
When did you?
Oh,
Does this footage exist?
I think it does because it was his birthday. It was his birthday party. It was probably. I don't know if they showed it on E. They probably didn't.
I mean, Beetlejuice was not. I don't feel like Beetlejuice wasn't having that.
Oh, he wasn't having it. He didn't like it. Hell no. He didn't like it at all. Because any kind of energy like that, he was not about.
No, he was
He
not.
shut that down
no.
immediately, and he shut me down immediately.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to
I don't know.
Howard-
I don't want to know.
Right, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm all here.
Yeah, it could
Fine.
be.
That's
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah, that's.
You know, but I was
Yeah,
trying to
good
have
for you,
every
pal.
I was trying to have every Howard Stern appearance be a Howard Stern appearance. You know
Wait,
what I
so
mean?
you-
Big like get on E, get
Right.
in that E episode.
Get over on.
Because I have said this on record, like more than once, that like the only person that I would be, I'm pretty good at like I've met a lot of folks. Beetlejuice is the one guy that I would actually be starstruck by, where I wouldn't know how to deal with it.
He would show you how to deal with him.
Right. Well,
You don't really have a choice.
because you don't know if you don't know what version of Beetlejuice you're getting.
That's right. There's low energy beat, which is hard
Yeah.
to deal with. You can't get anything out of him. Then there's like happy mood beat, super fun,
Right.
talkative. So and he can change on a dime. I've seen it.
Yes.
Like it's like shape shifting. You know,
Yeah,
it's
very
crazy.
mercurial,
Very mercurial.
energy.
For sure.
That's
Have you ever got a cameo from him or anything?
no, because I don't think you can.
They
I
used to
have-
be available.
Really?
Yeah.
A beat cameo?
A beat cameo.
Fuck. I no, because
I got a good present for you.
I
Christmas just
have tried.
Christmas just got
I don't
turned
think
up,
that
I
brother.
just got a present for you.
Because I have like there's like a DM. There's like a DM back and forth, but I think it was his.
Sean, his manager.
Yeah, it was Sean.
It's definitely Sean.
And no, you can't get Beetlejuice is not on Cameo.
He was for a
Yeah.
second.
He's not anymore.
He was
which is
crushing, too. It was a
unfortunate.
crazy
I'm
time.
sure.
I'm
He was
sure
crushing. I
'cause
mean,
that
He probably
is-
got 100 grand easy.
How many times? How many
he
times?
made
have you-
over at least 100 grand a year because I know what I make and I know what he made for sure.
How many times have you
go.
met Beetlejuice?
Probably 5 times. Fuck. Yeah. But I want to tell you something, Brandon.
Cool.
Believe the fantasy more than the like reality.
Okay.
Because I've met him, so I'm kind of.
Hey, listen, this is the good intel.
It probably
Yeah.
will let you down
If I met Beetlejuice, I'd
because
be let down.
he could also just walk out of the room and go, you never know what you're getting. You know,
Right.
I think I had Happy Beetle twice.
Yeah.
Salty, angry ass Beetle 3 times,
Right.
and I'm gonna punch you in the face, Beetle, once when I kissed him.
When
on
you
the-
kissed
Yeah,
him,
yeah,
that's
that's
crazy.
I
You can't
understand,
do
too.
that.
Yeah, no, that's-
Beat
yeah,
does not like that.
it was a
kind of
different
shit.
time in the '90s too.
Yeah,
you know?
Beat
Different
is
time.
like
Taking chances.
Beat
Different
does
time.
not play. Beat does not play about that gay shit.
Brandon's upset right now.
No, I understand. I know, I understand.
Well,
I
that
get it.
is
Look,
like-
I was upset the second I threw it out there.
I mean,
Bad move. Bring it back.
yeah.
Bad move. Because the
And-
energy changed. Because he was out there dancing, shirt off, and he was having
Right.
fun. And I did that, and it just the energy changed on the stage. Even Howard
Yeah.
went, "Whoa, Mark, careful with it," you know.
No, because that was oh my god, yeah, because he's sort of I forget who it was that was. It's the one where he's wearing that Packers jersey,
Yeah.
That's the
and
one.
it's the one where he's like speaking Chinese and Spanish.
It's
the one where he thinks he's talking to Barack Obama on
it's
the phone.
unbelievable, man.
And he calls.
One of the tenets of
He
this
thinks
program.
he's speaking to the sitting president of the United
the
States.
Beetlejuice and
and
Clay
calls
Matthews
him,
jersey
it's so
episode
great.
is-
To get a Clay Matthews
an F.
Green Bay
Close to
Packers
me.
jersey on.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Clay Matthews.
Yeah, and he,
know.
but yeah, I remember there is that one moment where somebody's trying some gay shit, and he's like, he's on that rant where he's like, it cost me $3,000, cost me $5,000, cost me fucking $2,000, and throwing out a lot of.
Well,
numbers. Anything
Artie-
with Beetlejuice and numbers is
Artie was
Yeah.
the king provocateur with
Yeah.
any beat energy.
yeah.
that-
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
plus, have you ever, where's Artie Lang?
Hopefully at home resting.
I hope
Yeah,
he's
but like
okay.
he's been resting a long
'Cause he had
time.
the,
and
no,
need
the
him back?
fuck up.
got the
fucked
nose
up,
messed up.
thing,
Yeah, I know that.
Maybe he's getting that back
yeah.
right. Maybe getting that back
But
lined.
he was on what's it? Pete's. He didn't give a shit about the nose then. Remember?
Oh,
On what?
On Pete's HBO show. I can't remember the name
On
of it.
Crashing?
Yeah, he was
This
on
is
that with the
before
nose falling off
was
and
he on
bleeding.
that with the
shit?
nose?
Yes, absolutely.
That's
They had to
crazy.
write it into the show.
Fuck.
Yeah, so he didn't care
I
at all.
didn't. Yeah.
I think, and bless
Yeah.
his heart, he said, I can't be doing what I'm doing to be doing what I need to be doing. So I can't be out late night at the clubs. It's
Yeah.
all, you got to,
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
hope he's good,
I
man.
hope he's well.
Man, the Artie
Yeah.
years, Or just, you know.
Because you were on Howard for like.
It all runs.
What was the first?
Jackie was on when I was there, bro.
Fuck.
Jackie was there.
Like 95 is like the
95 was my first appearance on
and then what was the, how long, 09?
Last one?
Yeah.
I think I called in probably like in, no, there's probably been like 2018, 19.
Okay, hell yeah. Oh,
yeah, he was always really cool. Listen, so Gary, shout out to Gary. Gary's the coolest guy in the world. Yeah. They were so kind and respectful of the history that we've had that if I had something to promote, he'd have me in. Yeah. Like, hey, I'm doing a cat show in Pacoima. He'd have me in. And he'd just like, he'd grind through it. Yeah. Some 90s show I was doing. And so they were very, very generous and kind with me with that. So probably the last time I was in was 2015.
Right.
But it's also a different show than it was.
Sure. I mean, it's not, the
less banging.
Which I actually think is sort of, okay. Like, I think that it's, okay. Cause like Beetlejuice, at his peak on Stern was probably making like it was definitely making six figures.
Sure.
Without a doubt.
And so it's like
yes.
Well.
And so like not having him on the show I think is actually worse.
Worse to who?
Worse
to
for
be
Beetlejuice?
worse for
to Howard or to
and to Howard it's like is that like I don't know. I mean there's also like
do you like Howard Stern now?
I think he's like still a good interviewer, I guess. But it's not like I watch a lot more old Stern clips than I do current Stern clips. Yeah, I want to. It's you want to see the Carmen Electra on the Sibian and the Whack Pack and all that.
But you know what's funny?
That's
I always thought like the strippers and the lesbians, I thought that was the most boring part of the show.
Right.
But Howard's a really brilliant mind.
Yeah.
That was the shit for E.
Right.
That was for the kids.
Right. I like to hear what the E show I didn't watch. And I was such a huge Howard fan. I just love to hear his opinion on things.
Right.
That's what I liked. And he's grown older, And by the way, I don't blame him. You pay him $100 million a year to like not show up to work, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like there's man, you've that the recording of him on 9/11, like as it happens,
world class radio.
That's one of the best.
Damn, I gotta go back to that one.
That's one of like the best things you can find on the internet.
By
like,
far,
one of the best like time capsules. And before it's like they're not really sure what's happening yet,
right?
And he's still like he's like, man, I think I could have banged Pamela Anderson last night. Oh man! Oh, we gotta put Beetlejuice on a date with Pamela Anderson.
With the tower,
and then they're like, oh geez, okay, the second tower just fell.
Yeah, right, man. We gotta let's pivot here, guys.
Yeah.
And then he did pivot and had some of the most outstanding takes. He knew right away who it was. He knew right away. I think he brought up Bin Laden right away.
Yeah.
And it felt like. He gave a lot of people comfort that day in the city, for sure. It should have been an award-winning, broadcast for him.
It's a fascinating listen.
He's grown older.
Yeah,
like so
of
have
course.
I. Like I have less interest in I get it.
Right.
He just we've seen him grow older on the radio, and his interests have changed. His politics have changed, and he changed. And by the way, if you don't like it, well, listen.
Right.
It's just that simple. But I think a lot of people feel a little bit hoodwinked.
Yes.
And a little bit like, where's my champion? Where's my free speech? Where's that guy? Which I understand that too. I understand that too.
But that is I guess being there because I was watching there's it's you and Hank the Angry Dwarf going back and forth rock and roll trivia.
And I lost.
And damn. But it was close.
Can I qualify though?
Yes.
Because I am a 3-time Rock and Roll Jeopardy champion.
Yes.
Okay. And to challenge me in trivia, think about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Got to know your blues. Got to know your punk rock, your hip hop, your classic. You got to know it all.
Right. Yeah.
Hank was an idiot savant on classic rock from 1968 to 76.
Oh, that fog hatch.
Anything else? Yeah. Who was the roadie for Spooky Tooth? I'm out. You got me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. He knew.
Yeah.
So they were a little bit tailored to him. I'm surprised I hung in so well. I think he beat me by one question. Who's counting?
Yeah.
But he did beat me. I lost, and he was fucked up.
Yeah.
He could barely sit on the bench.
He was real drunk.
He had a water bottle full of like Everclear.
Ooh, that's crazy.
I could smell it from where I was sitting. And I was stone sober. It was 6:30, and he was just falling off the thing, going.
That was one aspect with the Whack Pack is they would kind of let them get pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
like really
trashed.
Jeff
video,
the drunk.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Wendy
Beat was like, yeah. What's the?
I mean,
when
come
he comes
on,
in with
wanna
the
go down?
40, He's dressed as Superman. He's like, "This is my breakfast, bro.
Oh yeah.
It's my dinner. Breakfast of champions dinner. Gotta have my breakfast sometimes,
He
bro."
says breakfast of champions dinner.
Yeah, breakfast of champions dinner.
Unbelievable.
And
that's so clever that it's genius.
It's
Breakfast
I love
of
it,
Champions dinner.
Well, no, Beetlejuice has like the
I'm not
way
gonna write
his
nothing better than
brain
that.
works.
Not today.
Is like I think Tim when Heidecker was on the podcast, we were talking about how like Beetlejuice is just sort of like he's doing like galaxy brain improv.
Yes.
Like he is like he's really like
with zero social filter.
Oh, yeah.
Which
exactly.
is, what a wonderful place
His
to
brain
live.
is so singular.
Yeah, and nothing doesn't come out what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Imagine what do you think? 95% of our thoughts we don't articulate?
Of course.
100% of his thoughts come out of his mouth.
Loud. I never sing it out loud. It's
Right.
in my head.
Right. That's what's crazy about him.
Yeah. That's so cool that you.
It's amazing.
Five times. And it's a great. It was like 3 happy Beatles. 2 happy Beatles.
2 happy Beatles, 2 salty
4
Beatles,
Beatles,
one
one
violent Beatle.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
Violent Beatle was the most interesting to me.
Right.
Because
I'll fucking kill you.
Because everybody was scared.
Yeah.
There wasn't like, it's a cute little Beetle, because you don't know what's going to happen.
And he was like probably calling you crazy names.
Oh, they was letting it go. And
Yeah.
I think that's why you never
But you
saw
knew
it.
that you were.
I was trying to
provoking
do
him.
something.
Yeah.
And I knew he wasn't going to like it, but I didn't
was
care.
like,
trying
I
to
was
get
in
the
my
clip.
moment.
You were
I was
playing to the rest of the room.
trying to get my
clip.
Trying to
Right.
get my clip in
You're trying to get your
perpetuity.
clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get the clip you're watching now back then. I was
Right.
thinking about this moment, but
Yeah.
it didn't. But I think
Yeah.
because he freaked out so bad and all that and was cussing and all that, it never made any show. And it obviously, I don't know if it's on the internet somewhere. It might be.
Yeah, I would hope
We're gonna
so.
run that down. Gary,
That's-
hit us up.
You guys
Yeah.
are good with the research here, I got to say, man.
No, I did want to I did want to cover that because that actually is I was very curious about if you I remember I wrote have you met Beat
Yeah, that's that is in
and
bold letters.
you brought it up, you knew to bring it up.
Well, it's all wonderful
we worked
byproducts
together.
of the fact that I was
Yeah.
the biggest Howard Stern, and still am the biggest
Yeah.
Howard Stern fan
Of
ever.
course.
I remember
Yeah.
packing boxes in Newport Beach, loading up trucks, listening to Howard and going, "Oh, I'll never be on Howard Stern. Like I'll never be on Howard. I'll never be like someone listening to me on Howard. I'll never have that moment.
but
And so to have
know.
had that whole trajectory, do the whole show, know what it feels like, to have it benefit my career,
Yeah.
like there's a real moment of synchronicity there. I mean, it's like I'm so grateful for all the Howard Stern experiences.
that
I got to go to his 60th
legendary.
birthday. I went to that,
Yeah.
which was crazy with the Whack Pack all up in there. So it was fun. Really, I'm honored to that be a small part of my history. You know,
Right. No, I mean that's like huge. That,
Stuttering John,
Oh, right.
all those guys,
Yeah, well, Gary the retard.
Gary,
Gary the R word.
Gary, yeah.
Oh yeah, Gary the R word.
Why you look at me when he said
It's Gary from the Howard Stern. It's Gary the you-know-what from the Howard Stern.
I mean the Battle of the Wits. Beat and Gary Battle of the Wits.
one of the craziest
That's
things
like
I've
one
ever
of the-
read.
Who won that?
yeah.
I forgot.
I think Gary won that.
Gary won that.
Gary won that. But yeah, anything with
Probably because Beatles defaulted. Probably just stopped playing.
Beatles just like he's just I like Beatle in a way that also I think that Beatle is like not being exploited in the same way that some of the rest of the Whack Pack.
I completely
because
agree.
I
he's
cannot
so confident.
wait for Harvard to let him teach a class on
You're
why
so
Beatle
right.
is okay.
Yeah. And because I don't know if you keep up with like
You can't make fun. You can't clown Beatle.
Right,
Like Beatle never
exactly.
got clowned. All the
Yes.
other guys got clowned, and they
Right.
were being made fun of behind their back.
yeah
If we could be honest.
yes
That never happened to Beatle.
right
Real shit.
Because I told you, Beatle told you what was going to happen.
yeah.
In that glorious brain of his.
Because I love that, because it feels like he's too confident to be exploited.
For sure.
Which, like, have you ever watched?
That's your problem.
right. Yeah, exactly.
That's on you. I'll fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
You didn't care.
Yeah. I like that because he.
You know Jerry O'Connell's story with Beetlejuice? Are you familiar with that?
Oh wait, no. What is it?
Jerry's known him forever. But his
Right.
name was Lester.
Lester. Yeah.
Yeah, real name
Oh,
Lester.
spell red LSTR. He spells Lester. Yeah. Wait. So yeah, Jerry O'Connell, Beetlejuice.
Jerry O'Connell's mom taught Lester in elementary school.
That's the crazy.
Oh my God, yes.
All I gotta say.
Talk about this on Stern.
All I got to say. And Jerry's talked about it many times. And
Yes.
And so he's known him forever. Only calls him Lester. Jerry refuses calls him
crazy.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And has known him in his community forever. So
That's
just an
awesome.
interesting, another anecdote.
Right.
of
Jerry
that whole-
O'Connell's
He's the
mom.
Jerry, man.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, very cool. And Jerry's a huge Stern fan too. He's been on there a zillion times. We all know. And the Rebecca Romaine thing and all that.
Yeah. There was a Beetle. I love when Beetlejuice has
Let you get one more
makes
Beetle.
the sexual conquest claims.
Oh, sure. He's
Like when
fucked
he's
everybody.
like talking about Transformers and Howard's like, oh, have you Beat? I heard you had sex with Megan Fox, and he's like, yeah, probably when it wasn't even looking. yeah. All that, yeah.
Exactly.
It's so good. Yeah, I mean,
It's such a brilliant mind,
I don't
man.
mean to yap about Beetlejuice so much,
You cannot yap enough for me.
Well,
I understand
Fred
the love.
Durst, the Fred Durst appearance when Beetlejuice appears and plays his red guitar, right? Which is weirdly on YouTube. It's like I'm glad that it's still on YouTube.
I was wondering if we would.
You're
make it
familiar
here.
with this, and you how close are you with, or are you with Fred Durst?
I know. I'm pretty good friends with him. Yeah.
I'm pretty good friends
Yeah.
with him. Did you see Y2K yet?
He'd be great on your
I know. I would.
Your
We've
podcast.
talked. We've DM'd on Instagram.
He's fascinating.
And I've asked him about doing the podcast, and he did say, he was like, "Oh, I've got nothing to say, but I love your." He was like, "I love your comedy,"
I think
which
you
is
should-
nice. It's cool that
I can reach out to him and
That
let
would
him
be
know, and I will.
awesome.
I just saw him at a
Yeah.
festival in Mexico 2 weeks ago. So like I'm very friendly with Fred.
I would love that.
Fred is a fascinating human being.
Well, we're about
Like
to
beyond
have-
the red hat and all that. There's such a
Yeah.
smart brain,
and
creative
he seems
guy.
like I love that he's aged very gracefully.
Great.
And
By the
like
way, Limp
he's
Bizkit
like
is cool
really,
again.
He's
They are
like
back.
he's in he's really good, and I saw the TV Glow.
What is Y2K? I know
so
it just came out, right?
That
Kyle
new
Mooney
Kyle
movie.
Mooney movie.
Yeah, but it just literally had its premiere this week.
Yeah,
Are you in it?
I think no, I'm not in it.
Okay.
But I'm talking. Kyle's about to come on
Awesome.
here, but
Love that guy.
it would be great if we could hit Fred from like multiple angles.
I'm gonna hit him for sure.
That would be.
Well, that's just an interesting.
Oh no!
phrasing.
Yeah, no
Pause.
Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy. Oh hell no! Oh fuck! Yeah, if we could hit.
From
No, that
multiple
sounds
angles?
crazy. That does sound crazy.
That sounds nuts. I don't even talk like that.
That sounds crazy. I'm sorry, but you knew what yes.
Apply
I
some
If
figured
we
out
could
what you
contact him through multiple sources
Right.
regarding being a guest on the podcast. No, I would love to. And I love his like whole like I saw that video of him at Lollapalooza, and he's like he's like really leaned into like dadcore.
Very much
And
lean to
he's-
dadcore.
but yeah,
Look
no,
what he
he's
wears
in-
on stage.
Yeah.
And he's self-effacing. He gets, he's the
Yes,
first guy.
yeah.
And he's got a couple different energies too. He'll
Yeah.
have dadcore, but he's got a little spaz thing.
Yeah.
So he's
He's-
great. He's fast and very compelling. Is what you
And
want someone sitting here.
I just saw him in well he's so good, and I saw the TV Glow, but yeah, he does he plays himself in Y2K, that Kyle Mooney movie.
Is it a good movie?
It's good. It's
Can't wait to see
really
it, man.
fun.
It's
No, it's
great,
really
mate.
fun.
Surprised I didn't get the call.
Honestly, they should have like given. It was
I
like
mean, I
they
guess-
should have like
I
licensed
guess Kid Rock
something.
was available.
It
huh?
was yeah. Fred Durst gets it does the cameo, does the like.
Does he have a lot of dialogue or
cameo.
no? Or is it-
Yeah, and it's all like it's a lot of them like Fred Durst first name last name.
I love that.
Fred Durst like
Fred Durst says.
Fred Durst is he's in basically like the last third of the movie, and
Is it taken in
he's
one
very
night?
good
Is
in
that
it.
the Y2K thing? One night?
Yeah, it's like the movie is it's everything. What if all of the fears of Y2K came true,
okay, gotcha,
and
gotcha.
all of the electronics turned on us, and it's like a fun horror comedy.
I was old enough to remember the paranoia back
yeah.
then, man. I'm telling you. That
yeah,
was
they
real.
should've-
Did you really
they
get
should have
worried
hit
a
you.
little bit?
I didn't get worried at all.
There's
I worried about my bank disappearing. I did that,
Right.
the bank thing. Like someone
Oh,
said, like,
yeah.
well, the banks are set to this thing where they reset at zero, and you're going to lose all your money because the bank won't recognize it's going into 2000. That messed me up because I
Yeah.
first had some money for my
Yeah,
first time in my
finally,
life.
I got the-
finally got
yeah.
some dough.
I just got a
Right.
debit card.
Right?
Yeah.
Should I go to Vegas right now? I could lose my money all by myself.
Oh yeah, Fred. Yeah, so Fred Durst, his Beetlejuice.
I don't remember. Forgive me.
Back
He-
to Beetlejuice.
Your Beetle lore
and
is
then
so much
we'll
deeper
circle
than mine.
back to Y2K.
What happened
Because
to
you
Fred?
should
Back to
you should have a
Y2K.
song in that movie because it opens with "Praise You," Fatboy Slim, and there's like There's Cisco thong songs in it. Yeah.
99 was peak.
There's a great video of you and Cisco at the Playboy Mansion.
You were at Limp Bizkit's.
I don't even know.
I saw. No, there's
you
a
were
video.
at Limp Bizkit's Playboy
There was a
Palooza.
yes.
What am I doing in
There's
You're
a
just
video.
hanging out with Cisco and
It's a
Ananda Lewis.
Limp Bizkit
What are we
release
Well,
party.
MTV's
They're-
got a camera
MTV
crew.
No,
is
but do I do anything
interviewing-
stupid?
No, you're just
You didn't
kinda
do
kicking
anything
it.
stupid, but I think
I
that
think
you.
I did.
I think that
You're,
you
no,
did
you
it.
know what you're doing?
No,
You're
it's
acting
not like.
out what Cisco is saying. Ananda Lewis
Yes.
is talking to Cisco, and you're kind of like,
Oh, that's so annoying.
Um,
I was that guy?
you were- I
don't know. No.
You were at the Playboy Mansion.
Sorry,
whatever.
Cisco.
Biscuit Playboy.
You see Bill Maher at the Playboy Mansion?
I never did, but the most overrated experience
was-
ever in Hollywood
Ah, now we're
was the
talking.
Playboy Mansion.
Oh, really?
Maybe
Yeah.
I just was in the wrong decade. It wasn't the James
me not-
Caan
yeah.
70s
Yeah.
grotto.
70s was it.
There was a little bit of grossness to
When
the
Bush
Playboy.
was
Really?
retired.
Oh, you weren't
Is
going to
that-
try and dive into the grotto, like the
Yeah.
DNA and blue light specials
Yeah.
in there, dude. Like, I think probably in the 70s and 80s when it was at its peak, Playboy,
Yeah.
you know, really Sex in the Grotto, all that. Obviously, things in the 80s changed the way people behave sexually in the 90s. So
Sure.
I think by the time I got there in the 90s, it became more of a like, hey, Limp Bizkit's it became more of a venue.
Ah,
You know what I mean?
It felt like a venue. Having
Felt like a
Ananda Lewis there with a camera and MTV's.
Right.
That felt like that.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
like
yeah.
the girls didn't all
Yes.
live in the mansion anymore. Like I think
Right.
the couple the girls that were in that E show did, but like off property or something. So
Right.
it just became something different.
They were in Culver
So-
City.
Right. Yeah, they're down at Pacoima.
Yeah.
But my
Yeah.
13-year-old vision of the Playboy Mansion.
Right.
I wish
Huh.
it's almost like I told you, maybe you don't
Yeah.
want to meet. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. That's what I thought. I thought you were like.
That's the
Yeah.
nicest thing ever, man.
Yeah.
Why is he giving me a fist bump right now?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What in the 90s, what place was what you thought the Playboy Mansion would be?
Oh, that's
like what was
interesting.
the
Yeah, what were the? I don't
Chateau
know.
Marmont?
What was the?
Mondrian?
I had some good nights at some of those like Marmots. I think a lot of those places were the Hollywood Hills parties, like the individual ones. But there were a lot of
just one
clubs
up.
happening. Like Brent Bolthouse was a big guy who had a lot of clubs back in the 90s. And that's when I first would go in showbiz and I'd see like, oh, Dave Grohl's there or like Axl Rose, you know.
Okay.
That was like me like feeling what celebrity was like. I guess I could say that. The deep sex, weird parties, like those were like individuals things. There wasn't like, this is the venue for that.
Were they- were-
Oh, right, you had
you
to-
I think
probably
because
got
attitudes
some,
had changed, you know, people because the AIDS and all that things were just they cleaned up all that stuff.
Any Maxim parties? Were you in the?
Those were okay. I went to a few
Yeah.
of those. I think
Maxim Hot 100.
yeah,
parties?
where like 50 Cent would play the Maxim 100,
Okay.
but
That's
those
fire.
also felt like a business as opposed to a party.
Right.
The better parties were after that, as we discussed
Okay,
earlier.
sure.
You know, but
Yeah.
they were fun, and I think a lot of those corporations found out like, we can hire 50 Cent, pay him $1 million to play. We're not getting our bang for a buck from this. You know, they
Right.
didn't. They were those corporate events that were so popular, and thank God we were a part of some of them.
Oh, yeah.
They were a big waste of money. I think they didn't get that marketing bang for your buck. I think people thought
It is funny seeing the performance at a party. Like I went to there was like an Adult Swim upfronts party where I saw Nicki Minaj perform, and she was probably given some crazy sum.
That's a
right?
lot of dough for Adult
I didn't
Swim.
even think
don't
Adult
you
Swim
Yeah.
had that money.
I mean,
that's,
Adult
that's
Swim-
a
this
$500,000
is like-
bucks at least.
I feel
Impressive
like
of Adult
this
Swim to
is
put that up.
it's probably like maybe this is like pre Rick and Morty. I don't know. It might have been like, but Adult Swim has been it had been a pretty profitable
Yeah, it has.
that's
institution
true.
for a while.
And they're smart. They threw onto a network. Like they didn't
Right.
make their own channel, so they
Yeah.
probably didn't have to
So
pay
it
for the
was
insurance.
like-
All that.
I think but Nicki Minaj was performing, and I could tell that she was not giving the performance that she would at a Nicki Minaj concert,
Oh, you
right?
got
Because
the-
she's like,
watered
okay,
down.
I'm like performing to a bunch of like executives and like junior.
Yeah, but you're getting paid
executives
for
and,
that,
like,
man.
Joe
I don't
Pera.
understand that. That's not cool.
know?
I see.
Yeah.
I get it, but you're getting paid
Yeah.
for that.
No, of course.
You know, you
of
better
course, and you
grind through
should,
that, and
but yeah,
that better be Smiles, Mr. Work.
I
It
think
better
I
be
was
like.
there- yeah, this is probably the one time that Sam Hyde and Nicki Minaj were in the same room.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I remember I was in
This
an
is
Adult
like-
Swim show. Forgive me for interrupting.
No,
but
yeah,
I do
please.
it so well. There was I can't remember the name of the show, but there was a hoax that I died, and it was
Oh.
through this show.
Is this that mostly for millennials? Is this the one with Derek Beckles? Maybe. Is that the show?
It kind of reminded me of Eric Andre, but a taller
Right.
version of him.
Yes, I think that's
That's what-
him.
yeah, right? Yeah.
yeah, and it was like a fake entertainment.
It was
talk
all
show.
fake, and like, they were like, "You killed me
Yes.
on the show, whatever." But like,
Hey.
Damn.
but they in their cleverness, ran a promo saying I had died. And then it backfired so bad on me because they thought, oh, Mark's trying to get some press and saying he died. And they thought I was doing, and it was like the weirdest Three's Company episode of misdirection weirdness, where Adult Swim had to release an apology saying Mark McGrath's alive and well. He didn't die. It's because of Derek's show. I can't remember what it was called, but forgive me. But when you say Adult Swim, it's remind me of that.
It triggers that.
Yeah. Like I was dead.
Yeah, sure.
And had apologized for me not lying about me dying.
Right. Damn, I didn't know.
There you go, right?
That.
My man's been everywhere.
Damn. That was a lot of like easy like media jump offs having you on. There's also I was looking through the soundtrack section on IMDb. Also, actually, we fully went away from the Fred Durst thing. The reason why I brought up Fred Durst.
Yeah, what happened?
Beetlejuice playing his red guitar. Beetlejuice playing his red guitar. Do you remember this clip?
I don't remember it. I wish I did.
It's him with a condom on.
Strumming his penis.
I look like a fucking jerk.
Brandon loves this video.
He's only got a condom on?
Yes, he's like, well, he has a jacket and he's nude. Bottom down.
I'm still not sure why it was important we came back here.
He strides into the studio and he's wearing a red condom.
Are they performing or are they just being interviewed?
No, Fred Durst is being interviewed.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, so we heard you're a big Beetlejuice fan. This is like, that's like a cool, like that's an era of celebrity that I'm jealous of, where if you were somebody that was on Stern and you were like a fan of Beetlejuice, this happens, David Spade is on and they bring Beetlejuice in. If you were like,
if he knew you were a fan of the lore of Howard Stern,
then Howard would be like,
he'd give you an Easter
well,
egg.
I have a thing. We brought Beetlejuice.
That happened every time because we didn't know he was going to be there.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. He doesn't show up. You can't get him there if he doesn't want to go. So it was an Easter egg if Pete was there.
Yeah. Which is like,
even Hank too.
I'm so jealous of that. Yeah.
I could tell you are really jealous by that.
Yeah, you
I don't think
did you notice?
You've even said that.
Yeah.
No one could move you like Beetlejuice.
Absolutely.
I love that about you.
You haven't seen the red guitar clip.
I probably did, but it's not going into the pantheons of my memory.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. God damn. Yeah.
What does Beetlejuice do now?
He lives at home now. He's like off. He's like not really in the public eye now. I talked to his manager because I tried to get him on. Yeah. And his manager was like, yeah, he doesn't really do public appearances. Despite that, he has still remained more famous than ever.
For sure. Look at his TikTok.
Yes.
He's got 2 million followers.
The fact that there's like so much of Gen Z like knows who Beetlejuice is and does not know who Howard Stern is. Which is like fascinating. It's crazy. Yeah.
Is crushing to someone.
Right.
Which is crushing to someone.
Yes.
Crushing.
Yeah.
And the
I'd
weird
imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
And the strangest thing is that he has more earning power today than he ever has.
Right.
Like, say he went to like the Brave New World Festival or like one of those like people would love to see him. Probably pay him 25, 30 grand to show up.
He could probably buy me undies if he really wanted to. He could just have that.
Because his cameos were crushing for a while there, man. But hey, we got to bring him back. You know, there's a
No, there's a demand. Lord knows.
No, I mean you gotta bring. I mean, obviously, Sean knows like maybe his mental health is not where it needs to be, and you know. Because he can fly off. He can say some things, people. For sure.
I saw him. He said that he's threatened to beat up Hasbulla. Which is
Mark, thank you for coming to the show.
But
my man.
But what is the Hasbulla thing? Now you say you got millions to the Hasbulla.
Well, because I'm like I want to know more, but we have to actually end the show.
No, what? Not yet. We still have him We still have a couple more minutes.
We don't have to go to the buzzer.
You can sense in the energy. It's like,
man.
No, I didn't even get to talk about when we were talking about the media. I was like, I wanted to bring up.
You started talking about Beetlejuice for 30 minutes.
No, because they have a.
You can't blame
You have a song in Herbie Fully Loaded, and do you remember that whole Lindsay Lohan situation? Do you remember what they did with that movie? They digitally decreased the size of her breasts in that movie, and I remember being in middle school.
That is actually.
I remember being in 7th grade, being so pissed off about it. Yeah, like this is like in 2005.
What percentage would you say
they did it?
I don't know. I think they took it down.
I was just on the soundtrack.
Digital.
I had no Lindsay Lohan interaction.
Why they do that?
But
that's fucked up, right?
Say
Isn't that
100%
crazy?
is 100% Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
Was it 50%?
I don't know. They brought it down. They brought it down.
I'm curious.
Like
Now you got it.
they
it really
digitally
Lohan?
decreased the size of her breasts because they thought it would be too distracting. And I remember being
Like exactly.
yeah.
I'm telling y'all, man.
I remember
That's what I
have. I remember there being a big uproar in my household from me.
just you.
Yeah, I mean,
I dinner.
I remember like
I'm getting
being
ripped off in that movie.
so mad about this because like 04 Lohan was like I was definitely
Peak
I was
Lohan.
looking at a lot of photos.
The trifecta: Paris, Lohan, and then
all
either
the
Brittany or Nicole Richie, whatever would be substituted in there.
Well, I know
That was a crazy time in this city.
I know that. Well,
Hyde over here.
We don't need to get into all that stuff. But I saw on Stern. You and Paris have the look. We don't need to talk.
I
about
thought you
that.
didn't like The Gossip, bro.
Back
That's
then,
not
I
your
know.
thing.
Yeah. No, I know. But
Do you know
Yeah.
Beetlejuice in Paris once? They were on the Howard Stern. Do you know that?
wait, were they?
just
were
trying
they
to dig
ever
out
on-
of
Oh,
this.
you were just doing a
Couldn't
callback.
believe it.
The red out of my Irish
Yeah.
face. I might have had some moments back in the day.
Hey, come
I
on,
mean, it
hey.
was People Magazine's sexiest rocker of
Yeah.
1998.
I do. I
Absolutely.
got one more for you. There's
Yes,
a
sir.
photo of you. You're on the cover of Teen People with Aaliyah. Bro,
Oh,
It's actually sad.
I
It's
was gonna
sad.
ask, was it any good memories from the shoot?
She's the sweetest human being ever. I fell in love with her more than I did then.
Damn.
You know, we shot that, and it was the last photo shoot she ever did.
Fuck out of here.
That was the last photo shoot. So
God
in the
damn.
Leah lore, like people like reach out to me on social media and want to talk about it. And I'm always happy to talk about her because she was such an angel on earth, and I get emotional thinking about it. And I only had that one day with her,
Yeah, shit.
But she was just such a sweetheart. Peak of her talents. You know, she was going to on her way to be like the Mariah Carey, Beyonce. You know,
Yeah.
as we all know and love. And unfortunately, man, it was just such a drag. But I just remember nothing but an incredibly pleasant, very humble. Like, oh, Mark, like almost like a Janet Jackson energy about her.
Oh, okay.
Like made you feel good about yourself. No weird energy, just great. And then it's a bittersweet thing because it was the last thing she did.
last
Yeah,
fucking-
that cover came out after she passed.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
Mark, you really are. You the legend, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man,
You
I
done
don't
done
know.
it all, been it all, seen it all.
Gervital, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just, I'll tell you this. I'm just, like I said earlier, I'm just grateful. Grateful still to
Yes.
be here talking after all these years, get to make a living doing what I'm doing, talk to people about this little wonky career I've had that's interesting to some people.
It's a story.
It's
I'm just grateful.
stories,
Life.
I'm grateful.
$600 a Burger King, man.
But it's
That's a great story.
I've forgotten about that. So it's fun to come up here and listen again. Like, oh, yeah, remember that was cool. It was fun. Yeah, because no one thinks I'm well, I think I'm pretty uninteresting cat until I talk to you guys. And
No, absolutely.
thank you for bringing out the best of me, fellas. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
Anytime.
absolutely.
Crazy.
Anything you want to plug?
Yes.
On the way out?
Nope.
Dark side of the 90s,
Well, yeah,
dark side
great.
of the 2000s.
90s,
Well,
man.
yeah.
Keep it 90s. Keep it real.
Yeah.
Also,
Hey.
though, Fred Durst for coming on this thing, man. I'm reaching
Oh,
out to
yeah,
Fred.
thank you, thank
all
you.
angles.
Thank
all
you,
angles.
absolutely.
Fred Durst, all angles.
Yes,
tour.
and hop on the Patreon, all that.
Please.
Oh yeah, but Real Mark McGrath on Instagram. Love to say hello and say hi. Do people even go on Twitter anymore?
I'm
yeah,
on
we
X.
in there.
I'm
We in
on.
there.
Yeah.
There's a resurgence, right?
We
Yeah.
in there, man.
I'm on there.
Do you call
I'm-
it X or
I'm on-
Twitter?
He's calling it X. Once a couple
I don't-
tweets went
I don't
well.
want to dead name the platform.
He started calling it X again.
I'm on there.
It's a
around.
great place for funny people. I will say
I'm
that.
I'm
It's one of
posting
the
on
last
there.
things that's still okay
I'm
to
still
do.
I'm still posting on there.
Yeah.
Comedy is still
It's
okay.
I mean, it's a weird place. It's a lot of like
barely, but we still
you can't really open it like in. It's a lot of like porn and slurs
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
it's
but-
gotten a little crazy.
yeah,
Got a little
but
loose
it's
over
you
there.
know it's Wild West.
It's the Wild West. In a
but
good way.
I'm still posting. I'm still posting on X.
You heard him still
I'm
posting.
yeah,
Oh,
real Mark McGrath on Instagram.
Yeah,
Yes.
and on Twitter too. And,
Absolutely.
Hey.
And that's it. And thank you,
Yes.
fellas. What a joy,
Yeah,
man.
thank you so much
John.
for doing it. Thank
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Mark. Bye.